par that I want from majors. You know, the group stage, you get some separate the wheat from the chaff, and then you move on to the first round. What are you,
I'm
what
just
are you vibrating about?
No, I'm just vibing to what you're saying.
Oh,
I
okay,
agree
yeah,
completely.
you're preaching, yeah. And so, you know, the first few eliminations, but then you get to top 6, it starts to break my heart a little bit. But it's okay. We gotta find out who the champion is.
But even if it's heartbreaking for teams to go home, we still can appreciate some good LAN Dota. But before we get to more Dota matches, we have our final clue. Netflix and One Esports have been terrorized. Their social channels have been terrorized by the 8 dragons. Each day, clues pointing to where 2 dragons could be hiding have been announced during the first 2 halftime shows throughout the Singapore Major Playoffs. Once you've found the dragon, all you have to do is tag @One Esports in the comment section of the post. The first 3 Dragon Knights to successfully find each dragon will win a free 12, 9, and 6-month Netflix subscription. After all 8 have been found, the first prize winners of the hunt will be announced during the Singapore Major Grand Finals halftime show, with a full list of winners to be announced on oneesports.gg. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at our final clue.
JBL presents The Sounds of Victory. JBL Quantum Gaming Headsets.
Okay, all right.
Đôi khi mình chỉ cần một ai đó lắng nghe. Tinder đã giúp mình tìm được những người bạn thú vị để sẻ chia. Giờ đây, ngày mới của mình.
pressure, fronting on the edge of taking everything. Life is a game I'm born to win it. See me burning through the atmosphere. I'm born to win. Your life is a game and I'm born to win. I'm born to win.
Welcome back to the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major. I have the pleasure and the honor of opening up the panel for the upper bracket finals. We know our top 4 here at the Major, and 2 of those top 4 is going to secure themselves a top 2 slot. Actually, they're already part of the top 3. EG and PSG LGD did very well so far in the Major here with Gods and Lizard. And Gods, this series, this is the toppest tier Dota, if that is a word, it is now, that we've seen so far.
Both these teams, they're red hot. They have their kind of own picks, their own playstyle. And I don't know, maybe LGD quite as well as EG, but EG, they believe their playstyle is just the best way to play Dota. They're stubborn. They're not going to go away from it. I feel like LG is going to be a bit the same, at least for coming game 1. Both teams are going to be trying to see if their style is the better one.
And all of these top-tier teams from other regions, we've seen them struggle. However, EG so far, they haven't been truly tested, and they are looking the strongest. Maybe that's only because of the matchups. Secret, maybe they just
maybe they lucked out?
Yeah, maybe they lucked out. No, not completely sure, but they did look extremely clean in their series.
It is such a difference. I got notes regarding the drafts of the 2. For one, I got like 2 series written on this one. I got 3 full cue cards of PSG LGD. They had to go through the wild cards to get to this place, and EG, they just show up. Cruising, 2 series, already top 3 at the Major. I wanna set the scene for this one actually. EG has struggled since the DPC season got introduced. They have not won a single Major, despite being one of the best teams in the world. We always call them a championship team because they always do well. But that has led them to have a lot of top 3 finishes.
Yep.
Not a lot of.
They're looking very strong. They're picking some weird position 5s, perhaps a Luna or a Gyro or whatnot, but you can predict their carries. If you ban the monkey, they're gonna pick the troll. If you ban the troll, they're probably picking the monkey. So not necessarily as inspiring as, let's say, Thunder Predator or Neon, but definitely on a very high tier level.
Yeah, I think this is going to be some great Dota, and I'm very excited to see EG play because, as you said, Lizard, maybe they have not been properly tested yet.
PSG LGD for me is definitely the proper test. Even though they came through the wildcard, I think that's only positive for them because they gained that momentum, they practiced, ironed, let's say, their strategies out, and you can see that benefited teams quite a bit. Secret struggled heavily against Neon today as well because they just played more games. They understand the meta.
It forced them to expand their hero pool more than anything. You play so many games, people are like, okay, we're going to ban this against you, and then they figure out what's their next best heroes, then they get to try it multiple times, and those get banned, so they try something new. So, you know, PSG have gone through all the different phases of having to adapt their drafts and adapt their play to what other teams are doing against them.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see also the place of the IO in this game. Because we know Ame plays IO.
It'll be in the first ban, Shiv.
Yes, but does Arteezy play IO?
I think he does. I'm not quite sure,
Yeah,
but I think he does, right?
I
They
guess
played it.
the question is if EG have first picked the PSG LGD
Exactly.
ban, because I don't think EG is giving it away ever.
No,
It's-
100%.
Yeah, No, I just wanted to agree. Versus PSG LGD, you really can't let it go through. Versus EG, you can risk it, but it's a very high risk, low reward.
Now, one of the other always like that. It's not just from the last year. It's been year after year after year. It's been since 2014 or something.
Yeah, PPD was always Peter Leaf trying to meet
Yeah,
Dagger. You know, it was
exactly.
his nickname almost. It's a big part, I think, the playstyle. Even though they've changed rosters, changed captains, they've always been a kind of farm-oriented team that kind of plays slower pace, sits back.
Is that Arteezy effect?
It's it really is. It's how they
see.
play around Arteezy.
Yeah.
And I think they're worse against those kind of wildcard teams that play with a bit of that craziness, which is, you know, the teams that sometimes upset them. And Secret, I think, has kind of been their kryptonite just because they're Secret. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's like a clear, obvious reason why. Probably part of it at this point is just confidence. When you play with confidence, you're going to play better, and they just feel confident when they're playing against Chinese teams.
And they're playing this stability Dota in which they're not necessarily constantly aggressing. They let you do your thing, we're going to do ours, and it comes back to the draft. The team that has a better draft is, if you're both passive, will come out on top.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out which team has the better draft. We're very close to having a draft coming your way for this upper bracket finals. But to have a draft, we need to have the team. So let's get Evil Geniuses and PSG LGD on stage.
Welcome on stage, Evil Geniuses. Welcome on stage, PSG LGD.
We see 10 players on that stage, Evil Geniuses and PSG LGD, ready to go head-to-head. But there's 12 people we should be thinking about, because both of these teams have a very prominent coach. It's Bulba versus Zhao8. And I know that there's a lot of old school Dota 2 fans out there. I want to take you back to TI3. And that was Bulba in Team Liquid versus LGD. On stage, and that was a TI where only top 8 got prize money. Yes, there was TIs where only top 8 got any reward whatsoever, and this was one of them. And that was, I know God knows this match, that was a super exciting match where Bulba ended up coming out on top.
Bulba clockwork.
Yes.
Liquid are doing it, you know. Many chat wall lines came from that match. And I think Zhao8, while defeated there, went on to then win TI the following year. He got his revenge on the world.
He did.
He is a historic captain and now coach of the Chinese Dota scene. He is one of the best minds of the scene. And I think Bulba's kind of been there for North America, perhaps a bit younger. And I mean, it's a weird thing of Bulba's inexperienced, but at least compared to Zhao8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Bulba always looked up to Zhao8 a lot too.
I remember Bulba being close to tears / in a little bit in tears before the interview when he did the winner's interview, specifically because he was so proud to have beaten LGD with his squad, because that meant so much. Zhao8 being already such a name, and they were both playing the same role there, so there was a little bit of rivalry there as well.
The insane thing about the whole Chinese region is that every team has one of these, more or less every team has one of these call them first generation Chinese Dota players, like Fenrir, and you have Zhao8, you have
Stuper on IG, although that's not
also
the Super.
yeah, that's the different. ROTK now as well coming back to coach Elephant, so just every team has a big name behind them. Something that Western scene perhaps doesn't follow as much. Like
to EG, because if EG don't play, it's like they should maybe ban it here, but they don't ban it. So now it's PSG's like, oh, they didn't ban IO.
I don't think we witnessed.
In that 5. This is the hero. teams have made sure they can't get to the sword.
10
We've
seconds
seen
remaining.
so many times from PSG LGD this Elder Titan on position 5,
5 seconds
sometimes even
remaining.
on 4, but on 5, most likely played by Innocence. Throughout the DPC league, he's been on point with his 5s overall.
I mean, they've done.
Against the monkey.
Usually just
Yeah, no kidding. It doesn't have a counter, it's just whether or not Razor has like a really good...
be that terrible, I suppose. Yeah, you also have to think about heroes that deal with the egg, so that's a bit problematic. the co-ops that we've seen aren't well from the offlane. Mirana, but it's
Core Mirana coming in? What?
Nah, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
It used to be the answer on the mid lane versus Razor with leaping out and be able to deal with the egg, but it's a difficult pick for them. 18 seconds in.
They'll go for the Lina. That's a great egg hitter, but it does mean Death Prophet most likely on the offlane with the Lina going for nothing to say in the mid lane.
Yeah, but nothing to say. Okay, he's going to play into a puck with Lee. That can be a bit problematic for him, no?
And the other thing, we're talking about these lanes if the team...
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like that EG does not have any kind of tower damage. Like, they're focusing hard on the lanes. They want to, you know, just ruin Ame's Monkey King, but they cannot end the game. That's going to be the problem with their draft. Like, they, even with the 10-15k gold advantage, I still don't think they can go for tier 3 towers. So I'll go to PSG LGD here.
I'm also sort of like what PSG LGD. I think, you know, they've obviously done what they've done time and time again. This DP Monkey King. I'm going to be interested to see if EG's approach is going to be able to deal with it. But I do feel that it might just not be able to. If they're not able to close up the game quickly, I think they're going to get out carried hard by Arme.
My thanks.
Thank you very much. Very excited to see this match though play out. EG versus PSG LGD, and some kind of different heroes coming out, especially towards the end. Nothing to say, bringing in the mid Lina, something that we don't get to see.
I wish there was something else. You know, maybe a Kane possibly, because like Lina, I've seen this hero fail so many times recently. I've seen a better performance, you know, from Lina in general, but I can understand why, you know.
Stun coming in already with the stuns onto Ice, but Ice, they're going to turn. They're going to be actually able to one fight first, but they'll turn over as well towards Y. They'll take down 2. As Ice, he's able to live, he's able to get out of there. As PSG LGD, they try and look for action. They've got a lot of stuns, but it wasn't enough. EG able to just turn, hold their ground, get 2 kills for themselves.
We see that all the time. Someone tries to test against the task, the damage coming up from the tag team. The more numbers you bring, the stronger the hero is.
Yeah, and that's what you see being pointed out there. 860 damage being done by that nether toxin that Ice was just able to turn, lay down, and they were just standing in for the full duration pretty much.
So Ice got the first blood, has 200 extra gold, 250, will TP back to the lane. He's probably going to go for Urn, Circlet, Sage Mask, more overtime damage. This is something that they've done before, also like having aggressive tri-lanes, and they've also like to get a first blood and TP position 5 to the bottom lane. So why? He needs to be careful. Like anyone who's a melee in this, like even Ame, like there's so much kill potential, a lot of slows.
He's always ready for a fight.
Seems able to win out of the tri-lane versus tri-lane toppers. Both teams, EG and PSG LGD, have come out with some fantastic lanes in the games that we've seen from the box so far. Wide to get gone on here, but Arme able to keep him covered with the Boundless Strike. Only just though, in fact, with the Nether Toxin, why? He might still tick down Verifier, just enough to keep him alive. Already seeing the hard-hitting potential of EG's Trilane.
So it seems like they want to keep it. They put Arteezy on the bottom. Arteezy wants to rush for the boots of speed. Like in 1 versus 1, if you have a long lane, a Razor is pretty much always going to have a good time.
They're always going to find some sort of opportunity to lose an on Faith Bian and start running it down. Plus, Xingqiu coming in with a rotation. Arteezy's prepared to deal with this. Trees and Xingqiu not wanting to hunt any deeper, knowing that static links are available. Arteezy could have always looked for the turnaround, and Xingqiu will respect that.
It's one of those moves where you just rotate your position 4, forcing the rotation of their position 5, and now you have 2-1-2 lanes. Crit, level 2. Once Viper hits level 2, he is already level 2. They can start playing aggressive. They're playing Viper into 2 melees. Tusk already has boots of speed plus attack team, just saving a skill point to see whether he needs a snowball or he needs an ice shard to block them off. Same build pretty much always on Crit Tusk. He's going for that drums. 8 charges. Pretty much no one else is doing it. Everyone else is prioritizing either a Falcon Blade or Orb of Corrosion.
Radiant's
An
courier
incredibly
has
hard
been
game for
killed.
PSG LGD to get aggressive. To EG up top. Very surprised if we ever see getting taken down whilst there's just the 2 members of PSG LGD here. Sitting over in the mid lane at the moment, 12 for 3, 12 for 3. Complete even trade and farm between Hussein and Ahmed.
He's always
So to them
ready
bringing
for
the
a
bottle
fight.
at the exact same moment pretty much. Puck will have it a bit earlier, so he can start to play a bit more aggressive. Lina still has that Fairy Fire, but no mana for Dragon Slayer.
Ahmed. Quite able to connect the orb there. Both keeping another on their toes. Match up in the mid. Bottom lane, definitely the lane where we're seeing EG win out the bunch. Uzi getting the free farm. As we're seeing the death profit starting to fall a little behind here. Fabian definitely having the tougher time in these dual lane setups.
He's level 3, still saving a skill point, but he needs a Spirit Siphon or to put another point in a crit form.
Top lane crit. Ready to go in onto Arme. They close the gap with the snowball. And even with the Verify, it's not enough to keep him alive. This top lane, incredibly strong. It's just not a... It's not possible to play into if you're these 2 melee heroes. You get close to these 2,
It's so hard.
They'll turn and kill you every time.
You need a bit more mana regen on Viper, so he decides to get an Urn of Shadows. Was thinking about the rushing a Necro Book. Okay, I don't think I've seen this before, like, ever. I've seen some offlaners like a Tusk where there's like from the tag team, so might be reason why he's also going for it.
And you know, down the line, it will give around 4-minute runes. You're gonna have Rick coming in, nothing to sail. And down the Light Strike Array. He's got a run. And Ahmed will turn with crit over towards Xingqiu instead.
Another orb.
Ahmed, nicely done. Coming in under the tower, he's able to nuke down
Oh,
Xingqiu.
Regen Rune. Why? We'll pick it up. So that's a big deal, you know, just denying that rune from Puck. Puck is still level 5, like they might be able to get this kill. Yeah, looks pretty dead.
Hey, may have got the rune, and he's going to pay with his life. 2 kills for Ahmed. Some beautiful moves from Crit, coming around the mid lane and allowing Ahmed to turn and find so much action already. 4 minutes and a half in, Ahmed's already 3-0.
They need 1 point on the board. Like they need, you know, because you're at the 0, you just want to have something. Because it affects you, you know, you look at the scoreboard, these are pretty big numbers, right? On the screen.
See Ahmed up for the 5-minute rune. There's a lot of members of PSG LGD down in Xingqiu position. We're seeing already that top lane starting to fall apart for PSG LGD. Only Arme up here at the moment, and he's probably going to have to just turn towards the jungle. Running against Ice is just not an option, right?
This is one of the reasons why EG just decided to go for this like heavy lane pressure. They knew that Razor's gonna have a good time. He is the lane dominator. Same goes for Viper. Mid lane doing really good. Like Lina, you know, has more CS, but they managed to kill 2 supports. Puck is level 6. There's a rotation.
Playing around with nothing to say. They'll drop the Laguna onto front. You have the stun as well to finish up the kill. Ahmed will still get the cleanup on nothing to say. the end of it all, Arbet's probably going to be happy. With Fly going down first, it means that Arbet continues to just pick up the solo XP for these kills.
He's pretty happy that his support dying.
He's like, thank you, Fly. And, not only giving him solo XP, but also, of course, eliminating the worry of the Laguna Blade coming out anytime soon with it being on cooldown. So Fly tanking a whole lot and doing the real support moves there to keep Arbet's game good.
Arbet's bottle will get refilled on a mid lane.
Here I am.
They're not baiting with the bottle. They're not gonna leave the bottle with the poison on. Like Team Secret went for it. Kind of backfired. Puck level 7, 4 points in Orb, picks up another bottle rune. Another bottle rune, what? Bounty rune. So yeah, Exorcism still not online on the bottom lane. That Prophet level 5 has a Falcon Blade.
Radiant are scanning.
Top tower.
Dire's structures
Really
are
too much the
fortified.
PSG LGD can do about it. They have smoked up, but nothing to say in Xingqiu. Maybe going to see if they can get the wrap round on EG after EG stick around to finish the tower off. Right, try and set something up. Sleep catches Ice, but it won't catch on to Crit. Xingqiu continuing to close the gap, but Arbet is here. Does have Dream Coil at the red. Xingqiu opens himself onto the pipe. Nothing to say, has the follow-up.
Nice,
Crit is going to be able to buy time for Arbet. He jumps out to the side. Arbet will escape. Commit onto Ice will fall, but he brings down Y with it.
Dire's top
Lina,
tower
can she
is
land
under
another
attack.
stun? Tusk seems to be a bit too speedy with the Windlace and boots. That was such a clutch save. Arbet gets out. He scouts if there are any stacks being made. They also dealt so much, like this top tower is actually deniable. EG does not have that much of a tower damage, but they need to play with the catapults. Lina's bottle will be refilled on a mid lane.
Dire's top tower has been
Moves
denied.
continue to go unharmed this game. 4-0-1. Refill mid. We see if they can make a go here. Arbet's got the Dream Coil. Sets things up straight away as they're moving on to the leader. Crit is able to dodge the Light Strike array and the stop to stay on top of Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say is trying to bottle up, but the right clicks are too much. Bring him down. Fly will fall in turn as Y turns and runs him down.
Has a lot of damage. That's 200 damage. But yeah, Y looks pretty dead. The Lion.
Xingqiu, maybe Xingqiu can help. X out. Combo. Shard's actually going to grab the two of them there. Crit, he's going to be able to stop
He's going to beat them up.
And they just turn and kill them both as well.
Arbet, he's on fire. Like, Arbet, Puck go and his bottle will get refilled. Like, this is like 4th time or something that his bottle got refilled. They just keep going on.
He might not be done. He's already pushing back Faith beyond it. There was some time left on the DD route.
Dire's bottom tower.
This is what happens when you leave it in. You don't take it out in the first few bans. Arbet gets his hands on the puck and open the game phenomenally. Of course, a big shouts out to his support backup as well. You know, it has some of these movements from Crit and Fly around the mid lane that have just enabled him as much as he's been popping off. Team effort's been perfect. Fly getting caught out here by Fabian and Xingqiu with the silence and X. I'll leave no chance for Fly to dive away.
Also, Arbet should start using some other voice lines other than greetings. Pretty sure he has them unlocked.
I mean, wait, no, he doesn't. Wait, okay, yeah, he's got a few more. The jungle. He's starting to take away some of PSG LGD's
Dire's top
safe
tower
areas that
is
they
under
need for
attack.
Arme. So how's Arme's progress looking?
Radiant's
Pretty
middle
slow
tower
this game.
is under attack.
Very slow. And this is definitely one of the slowest start we've seen from Arme on the Monkey King.
He got zoned out. Very hard matchup for him playing into Tusk. And Viper can't really do that much. Died once. Not too bad, you know, considering what he was playing against.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane Crit. Trying to go for the bouncy route there. Silence and stop. They'll stop him. Going to start to lead in onto Y. Fine time for Ice to head over Y. He's not going to have any chance of escaping from this as he goes down. At the same time, down bottom, RTC getting the kill. He is being chased by Nothing to Say. Say got enough Duke. RTC Duke around the trees. But Dragon Slave does still hit him. And it won't be enough damage. RTC's out.
Got it.
Arme. Fabian trying to look towards Fly. Fly no longer an easy kill though. He's hit the 6. Supernova is at the ready and Arbet by his side. Yes, GLGZ have to be careful about any fight they take around the mid lane. It's Dream Coil, Supernova, they're ready to go.
You can see them grouping around because they have a catapult. Let's see if Arbet wants to tank any tower. Nah, he just denies it. It's Kings again.
Radiant's
Super
bottom
effective.
tower is under attack.
Tusk actually gives Dome to Phoenix. Like, he just wants his Phoenix to hit level 12,
Oh,
potentially
what a
faster.
bro.
What a bro, yeah.
What a bro.
Fight me.
Arteezy so far having a really good game. The boots of
Radiant's
travel.
bottom tower is
You
under
know, wants to
attack.
be able to connect with the rest of the team, just to potentially outnumber the opponents going into BKB. He was thinking about the Falcon Blade, but since he picked up an Arcane Ring, has enough mana sustain, and with boots of travel, you're gonna be, you know, teleporting to base more often.
The smoke movement is easy. They try and connect down the bottom lane flying our bed.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Right, put them stop to... maybe Arbit would just turn and go for him instead. He will. Green card drop down. Arteezy closes the gap. Wise gone. Now with the jump up to the Hydra, they're going to look for more. If they close the gap with the snowball, they'll pick up 2. Jinx down as well. EG 14-4 right now.
This is the type of game that they need to play. Like, their heroes are very good right now. They know that Ame will not be able to join any team fights. He just wants to farm up. Usually Ame
Dire's
is the
middle
one who doesn't
tower
even
is under
join
attack.
before he gets the Aghanim Scepter. Potentially, you know, with the TP, if they overextend, other than that, he just wants to farm.
And this is really going to be one of those games where it's pretty much going to be impossible for Arme to turn up at all until he has the BKB, because in any of these fights, if the Dream Coil and the Nether Toxin gets thrown down on top of him, he's pretty much useless if he can't benefit from the G.
Even if he gets a BKB, like, it's just going to be a hard game for Ahmed throughout pretty much the whole game against the Viper Strike. Then you have Walrus Punch, Static Link. Like, these are all abilities that most likely are going to be used on you.
Absolutely. This is very much EG coming out with what we needed to see. They knew that it was always going to be there this first round of the draft, this Arme Monkey King. They had to have a plan, and definitely a lot of pieces that do seem to be very strong counters against it. Sliding into place here from me.
PSG LGD, you know, they still have a better late game if they can just slow it down, to not get overrun by EG. There's going to be this ET, you know, still does not have a point in natural order at all. Monkey King, we've seen what he can do once he gets the items that profit. Fabian is actually relatively farmed. I'm not a big fan, to be honest, about the Falcon Blade and the Yule Scepter. It's a lot of mana. You still have a defensive tool with the Yule Scepter, but you don't bring like any of utility to your teammates when you go for that kind of a build. And you also, like, it's still a good BKB game because you're playing into Puck, you're playing into Phoenix, you want to have something to kill the Supernova. Their heroes are actually not that good at killing Supernova, especially if you get the fire spirits on them.
Absolutely. Which is going to be a problem considering that EG have...
Yeah, pretty much it's just Lina, you know, with the Fiery Soul.
Like, they are, for the most part, going to have to deal with that egg because
scanning.
Come into play like Dream Coil and the Charge, and not necessarily going to have the option to run away from it. Team fights definitely will be scary once EG start to bring it to them. The pace of the game slowing down a little bit. So EG get to look to make the next move. Tier 1 still available in the mid lane. It's probably going to be the next target. Already very low. Bringing the 5 in around mid. They got a smoke. Fly does. They're ready to make a move here, EG. They know that they do need to still continue to use their strength right now against PSG LGD.
But this is their catch. Ice with the Road of Atos. Like, he can initiate from a bit further away. JQ breaks the smoke.
See how they start things up. Arteezy coming in from the side. JQ will be able to hold back the trip. With the start, the light where he comes down and jumps. Picks him up. Over the side, Alex drops the Wukong Shaman. Then brings down Ice. Arteezy getting a decent link on onto Fate Beyond. Will turn. Nuke through the Lina. Nothing to say falls. She's starting to reset a little bit. Wait out the Wukong's command before they look to get back in on this.
They were so ready for this. Like, nice positioning from Jin-Q. Two-man Urge Spike, they were ready. Like, Dead Prophet using the Exorcism straight away. It's just a trade, but Lina, like, she would love to not die there. Instead, let's say they trade a support or Viper would be a big W, I would say, for PSG LGD.
We did see some sort of safety at the end there from EG. Not trying to run straight back in. Arteezy hasn't quite got the BKB, so rather waiting for that before they really try and push it. They just sort of leave with the trade that they get. one for
Dire's
one.
middle tower is
Arteezy
under
just making
attack.
sure that he could finish off Nothing to Say on the way out. Deciding not to commit anything else now. Arteezy arming rather deep on his own up top, trying to get this BKB finished. He's going to be found by Jinq and Arme. Arteezy, I don't know if there's any way he can
juke
I
this?
mean, if he can, that's going to be quite something.
Dire's
He's up in the
middle
trees,
tower
Arme.
has been
Trying to
denied.
get just in
Radiant's
time
bottom
before
tower
Arteezy
is
escapes.
under
Back
attack.
over the mid, Arbe. Nice, looking to chase down Nothing to Say. Arbe's certainly going to dive in for that one.
It's just so much overtime damage. Witchblade plus anything from Viper on top of Urn of Shadows. It's just like you need BKBs. You're gonna need the BKBs. Ame pretty much going for his standard stuff. You know, I'll get that Battle Fury, which will get me closer to the Aghanim Scepter, and then I'll possibly get a BKB. He can still swap things around, but I feel like he needs it. He needs to be able to jump on the targets and just deal damage.
Ice, stepping in rather deep here. Spotted out by Wyatt. That PSG
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
far enough away. Arme's catching up. No difference. Remaining at just at this 2k and Battle Fury done. Piece of the Monkey King is going to pick up. That kill on Arteezy definitely helping. Arteezy was definitely tempted. He just wanted to stick around that one last wave because that would have given them the
Dire's
BKB.
structures
Because
are
with that death though,
fortified.
gets knocked back a little bit.
Dire's
He'll
bottom
farm it up
tower
in
is
a
under
much safer
attack.
position, clean up the triangle, and he will have the BKB ready for the next.
Nether Shawl drop for both of these teams. The most perfect item, like you're always gonna have and find the usage for it. It's definitely the best tier 2 neutral item in the game.
Dire's bottom tower is
You
under
can see
attack.
the problem that EG
Radiant
got is we don't have
structures
enough
are
damage.
fortified.
We don't have enough tower damage.
Radiant
and for PSG
are
LGD
scanning.
is they're struggling to initiate a fight.
Dire's
Like your
bottom
Lion
tower
and the
is
ET,
under
they're not
attack.
really good at starting a fight. Your offlane is a dead prophet, and you're in a situation where you can't just group around because you don't really feel
Dire's
comfortable
bottom
fighting
tower
right now. You
has
would rather
fallen.
farm. So they're just gonna play slowly. You know, most of the time it's like
Dire
either be
are
counter-reactive to what they're doing, or try to smoke out the box to get a pick off. They need to be very careful about EG's like roach taking potential because of that.
Here's Bates here, he's got the BKB, he's ready to fight. They do commit on him, but already over to the side. Quinn Arteezy, they'll collapse on Nothing to Say. Bring down the leader, now Arme, drink home, lock down onto Arme. EG will be able to turn and take down both cores. The Arteezy bait works perfectly. At the BKB, he was more than ready for them to jump into positions aggressively. PSG LGD, they fall for it.
Surprised they decided to take that move. There is still a tier 1 tower on the top lane. They can easily TP, they can outnumber them, and as you said, Razor with the BKB, he was ready. This is what I just mentioned, like the road taking potential coming up from the top, they have enough. He pops the drum, top of that, just wants to be able to secure the defense if possible.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No chance for contest here from PSG LGD. Fabian trying to get some pressure onto that bottom tier 1 tower. You know, half HP on the bottom tower. The other tier 1 taking a scrap. EG really are yet to lose any sort of objective on their half. PSG LGD just haven't managed to get the push together yet.
This is where the difference comes from. They have taken 3 towers, they have not lost a single one, they took the Roche as well.
Radiant's
Still,
bottom
PSG
tower
LGD,
is under
you know, they
attack.
are finding the farm on the map. Ame getting closer to that Aghanim Scepter.
You know, but sort of all the games we have seen PSG LGD get the wins there. So sometimes in the games they have dropped. It's very much been Arme, AFK farming, the Battle Fury, the Axe, and then suddenly the game just comes to an end. At least in the one loss we did see from them. G definitely playing at the sort of the pace that going to try and force that situation here. Zarbed looks to get some right click online. I think we're going for the death zone. Help massively for the extra bit of physical burst.
Yeah, it's just they don't have enough tower damage. This is why he's itemizing this way. He went for the damage talent, going into death zone, phase shift attack. Makes a lot of sense. Top lane, Ame getting caught.
A bit of help. Viper strikes down. I mean, he's gonna drop the Wukong's command. Silence does come in, but he's gonna tick very low with the Viper strike. And just keep himself alive as now the turn rounds attended by Fabian, moving over to Whiteside side. Q as well closing in as they bring down both of them and keep Arme
It's so
alive.
important that he does not die there. He could have also just tried to TP out. I think he would have enough time. Abed chasing, has a blink dagger and invis, but the rest of the team is not there.
If you had the chance to pop Fabian very much aware that the move would be coming into play as he was guarded by his Q supports.
PSG LGD, they are happy how things are going for them right now. No, Ame didn't die. They still don't want to take the fight before the BKBs. Lina getting close to one. Actually has enough gold soon. Dead Prophet also getting very close. So once they get those 3 BKBs up, they will be ready to fight. Even like before, I think Ame might need to be
on the side
joining fights.
Abed is going to see nothing to say. Little split for the rest of his team as he's up on the cliff. He is going to turn, drop the Moon, and Snowball comes out with Supernova out. PSG LGD, they can't head up into the high ground. Keep their distance, nothing can be done to save, nothing to say.
Nothing to say, nothing to save, huh?
Certainly isn't with him dead for 35. BG can start putting some pressure on the tier 2s. Ice. For the mid tower.
Are scanning.
They're like, we're playing for 25. We do not have enough tower damage. Just wait until Viper gets poison attack, affects buildings, then we're good to go.
Gonna take a little bit of time, but maybe that is the late game that G actually do have.
Got it.
Very careful though, jumps from lane. Come down here. He's waiting at the side. Sunray as well. He killed a lot of damage as Arme's got Fly and Ice ready for him to make that jump.
He killed the creep. Arteezy was trying to TP with the boots of travel. I'm not sure if they did not have a glyph or did not want to pop it. Glyph, Radiant team on cool. Yeah, it was on cooldown. 7 seconds.
Yeah, very, very costly for Arme. Also over to the side, crit. Finds Y alone. The kills will give EG the space to push on in the mid lane. It's tier 2. See how much more they can find whilst they do still have Aegis on Arbet. Himself just 200 gold away from the full Desolator. Timing to get the chance at pushing at the high ground.
On Lina.
Aggressive jumps Arbet. Gonna force out that BKB straight away without the Hex and the stun coming out from Shinky, but Crit to take them away from the stun. Spot from Arme as Arme TP's over towards the mid. Crit backs out to the side. Extra TP over from Wise. They look to close the gap. Fabian will push back Arbet. EG just fighting these 2 BKBs. Ready to jump back in Arteezy. The blink, Arbet. Silence out the 2 of them. Nothing to say. Well, they're going to force himself. Arbet will get burst the once, but he's got the Aegis. Went for the second round. Arteezy doesn't have nothing to say. He's even thinking about chasing into the blink, but why? He wants to go past the tier 3s, up to the tier 4s. He really wants this one. Will put him down, but Arteezy keeps on diving. Blinks to the side. He's out of there. They won't be able to punish him with 3 dead on PSG LGD.
The way this fight started, you know, Snowball, PSG LGD just like, yeah, they're gonna come into our base, 2 blinks, they get out of the trouble, BKB's already popped, and then they reset. Arteezy goes in, cleans them up with that this is such an actually valuable pickup on him, going for that blink dagger to be able to catch people, get out of the trouble, like just get the top of Monkey King more easy. I think that's the most important part.
Monkey King getting on the Lina as well. Another hero that just hates having heroes just jumping right and close to her, because then suddenly she's forced to use herself, and that leaves her in a very vulnerable position. As we see here, nothing to say, buys a bit of time. As soon as he's back down, Arteezy's waiting and ready to kill him off.
Good first usage of Aegis. It was about to expire, 30 seconds. They still get the most out of it.
Arteezy's ready to go. Pop the BKB, the static link. They're just setting a trap every single time.
3-man core.
For the 3 of them. They're going to do more of this EG as they're chasing over. Nice Striker raid down onto Crit, Supernova from the high ground, forcing PSG LGD to run. The charge won't grab anyone, but Ahmed is still trying to chase off, but this is up into the high ground. Get any sort of stun landed as he comes out of the spaceship. They can't get him out of there, Ahmed. No catch for him.
My finest creation gets out of the trouble, and so far they did not manage to kill Puck, not even once. I see Eon Disc queued up. That's just gonna be a huge issue. No one buys like into Nullifier. You can dispel it with the Yule Scepter, which is okay-ish, but still you need to deal with the phase shift, you need to deal with the blink, and possibly Yule Scepter on him as well.
How do you kill this Puck? We're seeing PSG really struggling to keep Arme safe, even in that situation where he was farming in his own triangle and did pretty much have the whole team behind him. They just couldn't do anything to stop him. Blink initiation from Arteezy. Links in, BKB static link. Arme's gonna die pretty much every time to that play.
There is no counterplay. Like, even if he pops a BKB, he's still gonna be in trouble, but a bit less, you know. Wukong's command could potentially turn things around. 12k gold lead. I'm gonna call it suddenly for EG, where like they were keeping it to 2k gold lead.
Look at the graph.
Yeah, just skyrocketed.
Dire structures are fortified.
Straight up.
Radiant
For that
structures are fortified. Dire's
ready to
top
keep the
tower
place
is
going.
under attack.
He's got his eyes on nothing to say. They're in with the jump initiation, punch into the snow, got nothing to say. He'll pop the BKB, but she's already fallen too low. He'll come down off the back of this shield. Instant death there. Onto the side, Arme. Look at the Wukong command out. Ice, got the next push and the vibe straight onto Arme. Darcy's in with the BKB and static link. Arme's gone. They'll lose to the line. 3 dead yet again on PSG LGD. Fabian's trying to chase down Fly. Fly's got back up. Crit jumps in. Only the one from DP. Fabian will be able to try to take the two of them down, but he'll lose his life for it. 4 dead on PSG LGD. And Arme's not done. He does the Hydra, chasing down White, critting as well as they'll force back the ET. Arteezy's in with the slow. It's a team wipe. As EG clean up every single one of them. PSG LGD all dead. 30 to 10 now. As EG's pace and momentum is just far too much for PSG LGD.
It's just
can't
they
withstand
did
this
not
at all.
have answer for this spot. Crit Tusk also causing a lot of issue every single time. Like, he has this BKB piercing ability. There's never gonna feel safe playing against Tusk. I would not be surprised if PSG LGD just GG's out after one next fight.
It definitely feels like it could be
Dire's
going that way.
middle
This game
barracks
getting
are under
infinitely
attack.
harder for PSG LGD to be able to carry on the back of Arme's Monkey King, something that they felt confident in enough to open draft after draft with here on the main stage. And after this game, if EG could keep this up and get the win, they may have sort of shaken up PSG LGD enough to maybe look towards something a bit different, because EG coming in with solid answers this game to Arme's Monkey.
They were so prepared for this. You can feel that they were ready, you know, kind of feels like a big bait coming up from EG. Yeah, go on, pick your Monkey King, we'll be able to counter it.
A lot of things in play that are causing issues, but definitely this Arteezy Razor, the final hit, the build that he's gone for. That really just sealed the deal on top of everything else. Mid lane, diving in onto nothing to say again, having to put the BKB and running the U-turn, get the hex, the light track array onto Arme, but the Eon disc is good to go. Arme will be able to jump out the side. Arme trying to get in on his way. Here's Arteezy, swings around, BKB and static link down to the Monkey King. Arme has got nothing that he can do here. As Arme's down yet again. Arme diving down the rest of them, jumping around, overwatch GQ and White, crits him with the punches onto the outer titan. White goes down, GQ whipping himself out of the game as Arteezy, he'll help with his whip as well. 4 dead once more. It really does feel like there's just nothing to be done, and there is. GG, it's called.
Yeah, I've seen LGD when they're losing the games, they tend to GG out a bit earlier. You know, they feel they do not want to be in this anymore. They do not want this to their mentality coming into the second game, so they just call it.
This is just perfect preparation from EG. They knew exactly what to expect from PSG LGD in this series. This game one, PSG LGD, they've tried to do what they've been getting away with so far. EG they've just given them a big flat no. They said,
Yeah,
you
they
can't
just
do
said,
this. You won't play like this against us. We will
not in
destroy
this
it.
game. They were so ready for Monkey King. They kind of ruined him. You know, it happens multiple times, I would say, when you see someone picking a certain hero over and over again, like you're giving team information how you're playing, and it's always pretty much the same build. Like the place.
the time where you want to do it. They're one game up.
Upper bracket as
You know,
well.
you don't want to do it in the grand finals. Because that's, you know, at the grand finals you just want to win. By the way, I mean, I can understand that.
It's not like they were like.
Don't worry, guys. We washed them.
Did you wash them?
Yeah. Between events. No, like
I know Twitch chat. They were also in there.
My head is literally this chat.
No, only on the last day. But Saturday and Friday, you know, the days before, I'm wearing a different pair. No, I don't care. I just wear whichever pair I find. But come Sunday, I'm like, I know which pair I'm wearing.
You wear every Sunday. Okay, I see. I see.
And I wash between events.
Do you still have that same pair?
Yeah.
That's a good brand.
Not a lot of finals you've attended.
Yeah, they're very, very lightly used.
I see.
Evil geniuses turn to ban.
What are the other options? Probably the two that stand out most. Phoenix.
Yeah,
I think Phoenix is more we saw last game, second Space Hero.
I'm curious as well, throughout the entire season and also the first days of the Wild Card, a lot of Void Spirit in the opening. We've kind of been missing that hero. We've seen him here and there, but definitely not in the opening.
I think, yeah, most of the Void Spirit I feel like was in response to Puck. Not that it's a hero that counters Puck, it just seems to be the go-to mid laner where you know you have some reliable catch against Puck. You're not going to lose your lane per se.
It's weird because Puck at the beginning was the response to the Void Spirit. And then teams and players kind of adjusted their playstyle, and you see Void Spirit winning the lane, and later on as well he can be complicated, but Puck's still pretty good in that matchup because of the leash. However, we will not see the Monkey King. They've listened to us. They're picking the Pangolier instead and saying if EG wants to counter it, they can go ahead.
It's going to force EG to use two bans against Ame because both Monkey and Troll still in the pool. Got to imagine EG probably does target Ame. I think he's got the most clearly defined hero pool when it comes to that second phase.
Picking Troll and banning out Monkey is also an option, but instead picking an Alchemist.
Oh, I was expecting that, and I'm sure a lot of people with me, they get Protect ban afterwards, and it's a comfort hero.
Those of you who've been watching the tournament, seeing a lot of in different off lane as well as carry.
10
EG
seconds
exclusively run this in
Carry,
the
right?
carry role. Unless it's going to be a big curveball from them.
Evil
Expect this to be a
geniuses.
They came into this series very well prepared, and you could see them in that first game as well, picking some heroes that you don't necessarily see them pick. So maybe here Alchemist offlane as well is an option. But let's see, probably some instant apparition bans, heroes that deal well with the Alchemist. There we go with the Troll Monkey, right? That's what you guys call it.
Probably, yeah. Unless they want to bait out the monkey pick again. That's something, you know, we talked about. Sometimes they want to bait their friend to pick something because they feel like they haven't answered. At least in game 1, that was the case.
Yep. Monkey King is a little bit slow, I would say, versus the Alchemist, but if it does get picked, you can't flex that Alchemist on the offlane any longer.
So last time we saw EG on Alchemist, they ran it on Arteezy, but in the offlane in a tri-lane.
Yep.
That's something, you know, maybe they're going to be considering again. They've got the Tusk, so they're pretty much going to have a
Very
tri-lane
possible.
advantage. Acid Spray, impossible to fight under, plus tag team. Like, you're winning that tri-lane if you're EG.
Why is the win rate so different on the Radiant and Dire for this?
Don't be fooled by this. I think it's all about the teams that are picking it and perhaps the position. Because if you think about it on Dire, maybe it's even easier to play the Alchemist because it's easier to stack for him.
Yeah,
the
And
jungle's
that's what
better.
I was expecting, a higher win rate on Dire.
I think it's one of those stats that don't really tell the true story. The whole
Small
story.
sample size, and like you say, that probably also a lot of this is the offlane out.
He looks pretty real.
He did. For a second there, I thought, oh, we got a cosplayer in the house. That would be really cool, by the way. If, like, for one, it would be a cosplayer and we would be surprised by it.
Just whole team of cosplayers, like you
Yeah.
They're ready.
120 people standing by.
Or 120 costumes, low budget ones, and you just hop
10
in.
seconds remaining.
Okay, there you go. You called it really well. The
Geniuses,
Troll
turn to
and the
ban.
Monkey King ban out Ame. Meanwhile, PSG LGD is still banning the Viper. I don't think it was that necessary.
No, I think that's like EG in their head after last game. Like that, I see that ban thinking, man, PSG LG kind of a bit thrown off.
Even considering they went into reserve time in
10
their first
seconds
phase, you
remaining.
don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Usually teams have a very well
5
prepared
seconds
first
remaining.
two, and they did not expect to lose with their best in game 1. Okay, is it going to be the Ancient Apparition? I believe it should be. You don't really want to play against that as an Alchemist.
And PSG
Historically,
LGD is very cool with it as well.
One of those heroes has been played so much position 5 in the CT.
Evil geniuses.
Yeah,
turn
I think this
to
is
pick.
usually
Oh,
where
they
you
ban
start seeing to chew through that ban time. Like, you have a clear idea of what you want to pick, and you're kind of just second guessing. Are they going to go for this carry or this support, which is a problem. So
Can they pick it themselves? Snatch that AA away? Is that something they would do?
it's not been
10
Fly's been
seconds
pretty much
remaining.
that Team 5-5. We've seen him play Wyvern, we've seen Phoenix from
5
last game, the
seconds
Tide
remaining.
Hunter. It's possible, I guess, but it would
Yeah, Fly is a little wild with the position for this tournament.
He's not the same hero, but that being said, this is only their third stream, so I don't know.
LGD.
Not a big sample size.
Yeah,
We'll go
and
with
we'll
the-
play a different one again. This is
Yeah.
the delight.
stack specialist. You got
Yes.
an Alchemist here in stack form. That's pretty good in the tournament. You know, you have Illuminate in the mix too, so.
And when you think about Kotal, you can't
10
not remember
seconds remaining.
Insania, just running through the jungle, stacking every.
Yep.
Didn't work
5
out for them, but
seconds remaining.
they also didn't have Alchemist too many
No,
times.
typically Coddle picked up with a pairing too. So now I think if you're PSGLG and you're EG, you maybe have already got an idea. But what do you pick the Coddle? We've seen a lot of Coddle Bristle. We've seen the Amber. See what EG looked to synergize with that Macro Magic.
Would you still be happy if it was a Coddle Bristle, knowing that our team and either, well, probably has to play the Bristle, or would you swap it around and have?
You could still
Isaac
offlane.
Bristle,
Yeah, you
yeah.
could still offlane Bristle. We've seen it a
Yeah.
couple of times here.
Because then
Evil
they're gonna have to fight about the stats.
I'm not a big fan of Coddle Bristle. I think they're more likely
for
to go for like
sure.
an Abed Ember or something.
Even this Beastmaster that PSG LGD just took would have been all right with the Kotal.
Yeah.
But you have to also remember that this Kotal most likely will be the 5 on the safe lane, and Tusk will be the 1 on the off lane. So maybe we
10
shouldn't look too
seconds
much
remaining.
into the combinations. At least not the lane.
Yeah,
combinations.
it's more about like the
5
Coddle Ember is less about
seconds
laying together, and more about
Later
that
on in the
mid-game potential of the two heroes.
And we actually have seen that Ember picked into the DP with
PSG
an early vessel build
LGD.
to deal with Parisian. Instead, they go with the Tide.
Yeah, not going to be the Fly Tide here. This is,
Looks like an ice
should be. They really like to pick heroes like Tide when they can get those 1v1 matchups that are favorable. So Tide versus Beastmaster and go for that aggressive trailing.
Throughout the game, favorable, right?
Yeah.
Because you have Anchor Smash as well versus all the summons. You can stand in front of the tower, defend it.
Good against Pango, you don't get permastun.
But this means Xingqiu probably position for Pango. Very interesting drafting style from PSG LGD right now. Not something that they tend to do way too much, but we talked about Xingqiu. We compared him to Crit. He's extremely PA.
EA. They played Pango position for once in Xingqiu this tournament in stages against. They did win that game, but definitely not one of the more common ones for.
10 seconds.
What do you make of the PA? It's an early PA.
Yeah, I don't like it. It actually.
I don't think we ever liked the
bit.
PA picks that much. Yeah.
Not only that, I don't like it overall. I don't like it into Tide.
Okay.
That's It can be a little bit difficult, I think, of a matchup on the laning stage at least.
Nothing to say is one of the few players that has actually played Magnus this time.
5 seconds remaining.
Mag PA, does that make you like it more, or is it still meh?
It's possible because she does have Beastmaster already, right? And then Mag.
I feel like Mag, you generally need to see your mid matchup a bit, and that's where like we saw it. That I think it was against Doom, where you're like, okay, I've got this mid hero that can just farm again. Clicking it blind because EG have the last pick, which they've saved for Abed, is possible, but it seems
and that would mean that you have a 5 Death Prophet as well, which is definitely doable, especially even versus the Tide in the lane. I think you could do that. I actually wouldn't mind that. Maybe a pick such as Magnus would make me believe in the PA a little bit more because they picked Magnus in multiple occasions. In the DPC league as well. It's not even only about the hero that he buffs up. They just play a very mean Magnus, so it's an option.
If EG gets ahead in the lanes, like they do tend to do, is one of the heroes that will always give you, regardless of how far you get behind her. We've actually not seen a whole lot of teams make comebacks after you get behind on them. It's mostly been,
PSG LGD's
is
turn
one
to
of the ones where it was possible for Team Liquid to make a comeback after Mega. But in the upper bracket for sure, it's been like the previous game we just saw.
You just put DP mid and pick your position 5 like an Abaddon last or something that actually benefits
10 seconds remaining.
The PA some minus armor.
EG reflecting the flex potential of the Death Prophet. They ban a support and then they ban it. So
we see this a lot, right?
Yeah.
Recently, the drafting of these teams is on such a high level that not only it's very difficult to predict who's going to win, but it's also very difficult to predict what the last pick, even what the role is.
But you do have a pretty good idea for once where that hero and player combo is going, and he is GLGD.
That's a 5. That's an innocent. That's an innocent gyrocopter. Okay, they want to. I can see their playstyle working out and Poet Spirit last pick.
Pretty value. This hero's gone from like first pick worthy to alright, we'll just take a 10th pick.
Yeah, it's not banned. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so the matchup for DP is good, and I can definitely see this game rolling out of control for PSG LGD the same way the first game rolled out of control for Evil Genius. In a style in which you have Death Prophet, you have Beastmaster constantly pressuring your lanes. Maybe even buy a Dezo on PA early on, join fights. Gyrocopter extremely strong early on, same with the Tusk. I can see it working.
The Tusk on EG side.
I see also what's coming, Lizard.
But here's let me tell you, here's why it won't work.
Except the last one. Yeah, I think EG has this one. Alchemist in an aggressive tri-lane potentially, where they pressure the PA. Alk, Tusk, and Keeper of the Light. I don't think you can ask for a better tri lane. You can just park Tidehunter against the Beastmaster in a solo and say, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what your boards are doing. I'm not taking any kind of damage. And I think that's what EG is going to do, and that's a recipe for success.
I think so. I'm seeing a job from EG where they're getting their hands on the crit Tusk to open, and then as the final pick, you know, PSG LGD, they're like, got to support Gyro, and then boom, EG's like, Arbed Void Spirit. You know, I know which draft finisher I prefer.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much. Let's see, obviously PSG LGD having to do something a bit different to what they've been getting away with the wins that they've had so far. This game, we're seeing them bring out the PA, a hero, a carry that just, it hasn't been carrying games, Lacoste.
No, I checked the Dota buff when they picked it. It has 22.22% win rate. It's a nice number, but it doesn't give you too much confidence in winning the game.
Now let's see if they can do something a little bit different. Obviously they've had to change it up after game one. Game one they were completely figured out
30
by
seconds
EG.
to battle.
Here they're trying a little bit of maybe an approach that Ethan may not prepare for. See, we have seen the support Gyro before. Maybe PSG LGD are going to be able to do something with it. Play aggressive enough and catch EG off guard. Fifth final pick, you've got to imagine that they do feel that there's some power to having it as their last reveal in the draft.
I see Crit using the fist bump voice line. The first thing that comes to my mind is like shoulder bump. So yeah, back to the aggressive tri lane. Like they have so much pressure. You have acid spray, you have a tag team. This is just like so much damage coming out from and the illuminate. Like I'm not sure. Okay, so they know something is up. They're gonna
change it.
They're gonna change it up.
Of course, Crit is getting the blocks in, making sure that they're going to have to deal with the creeps meeting underneath the tower, and maybe even give a chance for the trial and of EG to early aggressive move. See already, starting things over onto Faith Beyond on TZ. Some body blocks. Playing play, Faith Beyond doesn't have any trouble cutting it away. But it is under the tower, so it's going to push out in EG's favor.
So they will keep an aggressive, no, two heroes bottom. Tidehunter will need help. Like Innocence on the gyrocopter with the rocket once he hits level 2. Tidehunter is just not tanky enough, so they will need to help out Tidehunter. I don't think ISSI's, like lane is pushing in, so this is not too bad actually. Like ISSI is just using the salve and the one tango. He also wanted to go for Orb of Venom, but since he's not playing in 1 versus 1 scenario, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he's going to get levels out of this lane, ISSI. I guess so the question is if EG are happy just giving Arme a free start. Arme on the PA, tied around, Y able to come in each and every time with waves to push ISSI back. Arme should have free farm.
He should. You know, Alchemist, if he's free farming, if he's getting the Battle Fury, his timing is just a bit stronger, a bit faster on that Battle Fury, and then you have this like window of opportunity to just go in and do stuff around the map, force them to take a fight. Jin Q wants to drag the creep wave.
Okay, we'll see Crit come over to deal with him as well as Fly.
Safe lane, dragging the creep wave. I don't think I've seen this before.
Let us fight.
Taking in it on a little bit of a tour.
Buckle up. Taking you for a ride.
Be able to swing around, get a couple of creep waves.
This is such a godly move from Jin Q here.
Double stacking the wave here to make sure that it pushes in onto Faith Beyond. That Faith Beyond's able to get the creep wave a bit closer to his tower again. It's a double wave coming out together. Crit coming up to the top, ready to start making some pulls and get Ice is laying in a better position for him today.
I think Alchemist dies on the bottom lane. They still have like kill potential possibly if PSG LGD decides to go in deep. There is an acid spray at level 2. They have Illuminate. It's just so much damage. 60-second duration on acid spray at all levels is just so powerful. You can't stand in it. Arteezy drops it underneath the tower. Once enemy mid laner hits level 6, like you might need to be in the jungle. Like, you can't stay on the bottom because there is a kill potential on you. It's not one of the best heroes to rotate. It's not like Puck with the coil. It's not one of the spirits that can just go in. It's a Dead Prophet, Spirit Siphon, so he might stay like 30 seconds, a minute longer on the bottom lane.
Seeing on this bottom lane as well, just an excellent amount of denying being done by Arteezy. See already a complete level between him and
Yeah, they're playing the bottom lane nicely. They go in, they push the wave, pull it to the side.
The Illuminate.
One more hit.
And puts out the acid spray. That's going to be a first blood for Artur.
Maybe if it was the old patch, because right now it deals damage straight away. You know, before it needed a second to kick in for whatever reason. And now he got him. That's why I was so surprised that he actually just got a kill straight away.
It's going to get very hard for Fabian to really stay in. Q trying to do his best to push back Flight.
Not while I
And the kill here, Flight. Q quite able to commit. Flight able to get close enough to the tower, pop this out. Turn towards Arteezy, but Arteezy happens to stand his ground and punch back. He's got to back off.
Yeah, they just don't pressure Arteezy with Beastmaster and Puck. You know, they have a lot of slows, but standing inside the acid spray, like you try to fight them, they're gonna just blast you. Now,
Dire's bottom tower is under
he's trying
attack.
to the bounty.
Except for White. White also coming over.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Pressure underneath the tower. You see Fabian, he's having to play so scared. He's hiding in the trees. See over the bounce room, Crit, able to pick it up before Xingqiu can grab it. The 4 bouncing runes tip. Or bottom lane Fabian.
Radiant's bottom
to
tower
continue
is
to
under
hide.
attack.
He's got no regen. Salve's on the way out.
Yeah, just
Arteezy knows
hide.
this. He's hunting out. Fabian's looking pretty dead here if they get vision of him. Crit coming over as well. As Fabian needs help. He needs it now. Xingqiu's going to come over with the swashbuckle. Now Xingqiu's also put himself in a bit of a difficult position. Xingqiu also, what's he going to live? Why can he get him? Salve's going to keep Q alive. So Xingqiu able to save himself.
Arteezy was like super afraid. I guess he did not want to get slowed down. Phase boots will be able to get him. Prepare fire, no need.
Xingqiu, Arteezy might be able to get him as well.
He has phase boots. He's just going to run it down.
There we go. One more punch. Boom. Arteezy.
He gets a level 6 from that. Drops in a ring of health.
All right.
Oh, he has a chemical rage. Oh, this is just a disaster, this bottom lane. Keeper of the Light will come back. Keeper of the Light's level 4.5, 6 minutes in. You have, this was like a tri-lane from the start. And he's level 6.
Nothing to say. He's trying to get in onto Arbeb. We've got Crit and Fly coming in with a rotation. Arbeb falling up. A little too low on the HP to get back in on this. We'll see the TP over from Ice. Does have Ravage. Good to go. This season up. And he's going to pop it straight away. Instantly with a TP. And nothing to say. He was not expecting that at all. I mean, he seems to like TPing in. He just stands right on top of it. Ice just presses R and he's gone.
He was like, no way that he's going to use a Ravage on me.
Ice is just like instantly.
That was Shift Ravage. Like, he was so ready for that.
Yeah,
the good thing for PSG LGD is that Ame is having a much better game this time around. Like, he's not being pressured, but as I said, you know, Alchemist, the 2 points in Grievous Greed, he is getting more farm, he's getting the kills.
0-1 on an Alchemist at this point, and as we saw there's some solo kills, solo XP really, as he was left to clean up Arteezy. It really doesn't get to be much of a better start for the Arteezy app.
They also have some stacks made. So when I talked about him being, you know, forced to get out of the lane, I don't think it should happen. Top lane, nothing safe. With the rotation. Yeah, this should be that time. So he does not need to care about rotations, because if they go on him, he has a chemical rage, he can just free farm the lane.
Fabian is going to have to find some sort of way to
Dire's middle
pick up the
tower
levels
is under attack.
Still struggling to get anywhere close
Radiant's
to level
bottom
6.
tower is under attack.
A slow game for getting the Roar online. And Arbed just about maybe making the jump onto it. May still do so off the back of this smoke. Fabian sticking around. Arbed be ready to close in. Straight off the Beastmaster, fake the arm.
In and out.
Radiant's bottom
The
tower
bottom
is
tower
under
dropping
attack.
low. Arteezy just getting the maximum amount of farm, dragging the creep wave, farming both small camp and the creeps, and also putting some pressure on the tower. Like, it just does not get better than this. Like, this is gonna be pre-10-minute battle fury.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Arme doing his best
Dire's
to keep
top
up.
tower is
Pretty
under
much the same
attack.
CS, but just not the same amount of kill involvement, of course. Doesn't have that Grievous bring.
Radiant's bottom
It's going to be slower. Acceleration from Arteezy, especially with the tower getting taken as well.
Dire's
It's going to be
middle tower
insane.
is
Around the
under
mid lane.
attack.
Attempt onto Ice, goes to route. By his side, no further dive to be added by PSG LGD. They'll look for the objective. Ahmed is swinging around from the side.
Radiant's current.
Already wide. Trapped. Came up onto the high ground, a little too far. Ice quick, they'll turn towards him. Ahmed, into the simulate. Ravage comes out. Ice tries to save himself. Ahmed wide the backlines, and that Ravage will stop. Nothing to say from being able to close the gap onto Ice.
They get the kill. Arteezy on the bottom lane, free farming, just needs one extra creep to finish off the battle. This might be the fastest battle. This must be, you know, Noxon's already typing in. Like, let's see if this is it. Probably is. That's just my guess. And they've set up already a deep vision. Like, they have one observer ward scouting out the lane. Like, this ward on the bottom lane does not get rewarded. Like, there's no way that this gets rewarded. And also deep one. So, like, Arteezy is pretty set. Like, they wanted to set him up for a good game, and exactly what's happening.
Arteezy. Again, EG, their laning has just been so good in all of the games we've seen. And good variety in the way that they've been doing it too. Very flexible, they're always ready to adapt to the opponent. Against PSG LGD, they set the lanes up just like in game one for them to really have this strong edge. They've really forced the advantage.
Oh, he didn't stack. Like, Dragon's tail was inside, so he didn't stack the ancients, unfortunately.
Turn around with white. Oh, no. Still illusion rune there to dodge the missile. I'll allow Arbed to stay on target and take him down.
I don't know how you kill this guy. I just don't. He's going for the casual Sanj type of a build, which I really like. That item is so good, giving damage, HP, status assist, self HP amplification.
I mean, the thing is as well, if last game was anything to go by, I don't know if PSG LGD know how to kill up at all. Last game, remember, he did not die. Ended the game 11-0-14, so continuing his deathless streak here in game 2.
You know what my biggest problem is with, like, Twitch chat? I don't know if it's a POG or if it's Komodo hype now. Like, I'm getting confused, because you can just see it, but you need to hover with your mouse over it to see what it actually is.
I mean,
because, like, you don't know if it's a POG play or if it's, like, Komodo hype type of a play.
Radiant's
or if they're referring to dragons.
attack.
I do like dragons.
Now, dragons are pretty popular nowadays.
Mid lane. Right. Here, ready to battle. I'm not quite having the 6 on the gyro. Ice, he's got Ravage in a few seconds, so he's happy for them to go. They'll come in here with the exorcism. Garbed, he's already been able to take down the PA. We'll see if PG want to try and bring over the rest of them to get a fight going mid. Trying to do their best to push. Nothing to say away from the tower whilst the exorcism goes to work. As they're still able to get in, take down the tower.
Has fallen.
Objective is taken. Ice. Still feeling relatively tanky with the hood, but of course the exorcism, the damage still punching through it.
Your anger is useless.
Gold lead, 12 minutes in. Tidehunter does not like to play into that Prophet, because I've seen so many, like, Tide versus D matchups where DP just runs him down, uses a Spirit Siphon. You cannot dispel that with the exorcism. You have enough speed to actually just run him down, and that might force Ravage. This time around, like, they have so much also minus armor. The damage coming up from Tusk, let's say someone stands inside the acid spray with the gush, Crit can one-shot him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, Crit has been on, like, this guy, it's just easy. You know, when he plays Tusk, he always goes for the same Ilden build, which I already said, Drums of Endurance, and then gets a Blink Dagger, but he's so active with the hero, he snowball saves to dodge certain spells. Like, even on the mid lane, we saw it already. It's just amazing to watch. Fly, also getting a ton of farm, has a Fluffy Cat. Going towards the Force Staff, which I really like. Great against the Beastmaster, push people out.
pressure coming in. Arbed is able to sweep round and behind. As you anticipated as well, these wards that EG got down in the jungle of PSG LGD, they're here for the full duration.
Yeah, and they're not rewarding that, and they are controlling the jungle. Everyone else is playing, ranked, while Arteez is playing turbo mode in this game.
It certainly seems when you look at his items already coming out. There's just no real way that Arme can keep up. HBA, Arteez is an alchemist.
Radiant's bottom tower
4K
is
ahead.
under attack.
That difference growing with every single minute of farming. Full SNY done. SNY Battle Fury 13 minutes in. These insane item time is continue to fly.
The Battle Fury Phantom Assassin still does not farm as much as he almost has double the at 14.
As alone and with a good angle rolling, TQ will have the lockdown.
It did not take the prophet to see that come.
One play that they could potentially do with the Exorcism, not this one, because they already lost some of the duration, is try to go in and sneak the Roshan. Both of these teams have a really good Rosh lineup. Like next fight, whoever wins it could potentially go in. E.g., they need Tusk, they need the tag team to be able to do it. But with the Exorcism, with Phantom Assassin, Necrobook, from the Beastmaster, PSG LGD, they also have enough damage.
Dire's middle tower
Especially
is under
if
attack.
they were able to wait as well. PSG LGD to get Deso on PA. And chance at all. Of course, with the deficit that they're at right now compared to EG, EG do have solid fight around the pit. It's not going to be something that they'll be able to just walk into. Ready with the Ravage.
Precious bounty.
Don't take that. Close to having the Yule Scepter done. A lot harder to get in another round. Z, starting already out. Blink Dagger's done. Working on that BKB to make sure that himself will be fight ready.
He's still not joining, he's just farming, enjoys killing those creeps. Blink Dagger, SNY, like they course of inside. There's still a tier 1 tower standing on the mid lane.
This Libra go fast, easy. Straight in. Radiant's yours. Look, he say on the way now they count. Ravage popped immediately, leaving no
Zoning
chance.
Ravage, like there was. Maybe he was thinking, they will go from the trees because he didn't see anything, or maybe he was. I don't know. Definitely not needed Ravage there because they had a touch. But yeah, they will still get the tower from it.
Is under attack.
Lines drawn on the minimap. PSG LGD, they seem so afraid.
Understandably so. Now it's Easy's able to start claiming farm from PSG LGD's triangle. Start to head up, maybe see if they can push him back. White, backed up by Arme. Attempts to start something onto Fly. Jinju, now he's going to come in with the Rolling Thunder. Oh, big crit! Comes out from Arme onto Fly. Actually caught Arteezy here inside the pit. Jumps in from Arme, they're going to be able to find Arteezy. It's a double kill. Poor Arme, they're not done yet.
Yeah, they will go back inside the pit. Like, he got stuck inside the pit. Usually it's on the cliff, but this time around, inside the pit, like, the minus armor coming out from this is just too much. This is the play that I was talking about. Not necessarily need to sneak inside the Roche pit, but take the fight near the Roche pit where the Exorcism is running, and then go in and take it.
I mean,
that's a baller move.
Exploded out of nowhere. EG were not ready for that. Now, EG very much feeling that they could get away with taking some of the triangle away from Arme. He was not going to let that pass.
Problem is they did not have Ravage. Like, they used the Ravage on a mid lane, got only 1 kill out of it, so they could have played a bit more passive.
See it again. Of course, a beautiful crit to start off the action there, just eliminating Fly from this plane of existence.
Yeah,
and then
we can see
he's like just kind of stuck in the pit. He headed in there initially to try and hide them.
Yeah, PTZ could not get out of it.
Ready for a fight.
Now there's a Deso done on Arme. And that fight, those crits, that was coming up before the Deso.
So with the Desolator, like, they're gonna have a lot of damage. Like, these heroes don't have too much armor, especially Keeper of the Light. Like, you can see what Arme can do, even pre-Deso, like how much damage he can deal.
Crits right now. Light is not going to stand a chance if the RNG comes through for Arme.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The dusk.
Shit. Say, listen on it. This maybe. Yeah, as I set something up, they've got the exorcism back in 30. Around the time, yeah, so it's already with the Ravage good to go for the second round.
Ravage is ready. They also have a Blink Dagger, so it's going to be much easier for him to just jump in. Also, Tidehunter does not have like any hero in this game that he's really afraid of, besides like Dead Prophet Silence. If they don't focus him, just to silence and play around him, but he should be able to get the Ravage off if they try to focus him.
Radiant's
it's pretty much the
tower
Necro
is
unit.
under attack.
Like, he does not want to get his mana burn. Pretty limited on the mana, but we'll see. He's going to probably stay in the back lines and like get the first jump anyway.
He's going to look to get his farm back on. Give me done before the next fight. They have created a bit of a spot of bother here as Arme and Fabian are found. The backup comes in, but Rick's going to hunt him with a 2-man concoction though. Jumps over, gets both of them.
Oh, nice dodge.
Behind Arme. Arme's down the box. Right, heading into the cooldown. See if Arme's able to get in more kills out. He turns over the Mortar. He jumps into the dagger. Balance going on. TG silence Arme. Gets a second. 2 kills here for the PA and PSG LGD knocked up. Looking over towards Arme.
He's on himself. As he will set for himself.
Arme with the damage. Arme, he's up in the air. One more crit would do it. Arme for the kill. He's going to be able to find it here. The Ghost cleaning up Arme. It's another team fight where Arme just getting set up into the action. Heals and Ophelia allowing him to catch right back up as this PA is looking pretty spooky for EG. It seems that they can't quite deal with it.
Oh, he's dealing so much damage right now, especially with the level 50. Like, they had the Aegis, he respawns. Alchemist doesn't have much armor. Like, he has the status resistance while ulti is running. He also has some extra regeneration from that ulti. SNY keeping him with the status resistance, but needs armor. Like, he's just gonna get blown up by the Phantom Assassin. They can lock him down. Like, this game is... you know, when you have Alchemist as a carry, you need to stay ahead. I think they lost like 7-8k gold lead in the last 5 minutes.
We've had at least 2 back-to-back fights now where Arme's just been involved in about 7 back-to-back kills. After the death, so BKB just a recipe away for Arme. Yeah, Arteezy's got to get sort of these next items done. The BKB, the AC, that's when things start to get a little better again against the PA, but these hits that Arme's coming in with,
he's closing in. He's closing in the gap. Only 3k net worth more than Arme at the moment, but Arme, once he gets a BKB, he's really not afraid of any of the abilities. Like, the only ability that goes through Magic Immunity is Walrus Punch, which he's fine with. You know, they just can't lock him down.
Why? Arme wants to get involved in this.
This revealed the ward, so should get rewarded. This time around, PSG LGD managed to kill only 1 tower. Nothing to say. BKB done. Just BKB is a must-have in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Right, they'll have BKB in both cores. Arme and nothing to say. I'll make the jump from EG even more important to get. We've seen if it's going to be that of the Ravage of Ice, there will be that window for Arme to react and get the BKB off before the tentacles attack him.
Still on tower, very low.
You handle such power.
Ravage is available, as you said. But they're not gonna go for it. Oh, and you told me a story about Ice, why he's called like that. I didn't even know that. Can you, explain that?
I wonder if the viewers knew that. I was having a shower
Please explain it.
this morning. The Ice.
And you were thinking about Ice.
I was actually doing the shower. And Ice, it means ice cube, doesn't it? Ice times ice times ice is ice cube.
Is under attack.
I thought that was very smart. Smart man. And I was just like, wow. One of those moments.
No, I was blown away when he told me the story. That's why I'm not reacting. I can't really.
Ice cube.
Yeah, I can't fake my reactions. That's why I was just silent, because I can't be blown away twice by this fact.
Well, I feel like we've all learned something today. Chat might as well. A cube, by the way, is when you
Radiant's
time something
top
by
tower
itself.
is under
In case
attack.
any of you haven't done maths.
Dire's
very
bottom
complex,
tower is under attack.
mathematics. Yeah, ice, it's ice.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Ice. Oh, he's in a bit of a spot of bother here as the setup's in. Get this nice angle, and in fact he's under the tower as well.
They are controlling him.
pretty dead here.
So EG lost so much advantage, and they gave PSG LGD ability to come back to this game. Ame, he has a bottle for nothing to say. Double damage, still up and running for about 15 seconds. Exorcism pop. Ame, deeping top. They're just out. They feel, you know, we're fine with this. Like, we have Phantom Assassin. It's a super strong late game. He's going for Sanj on PA.
Pretty much that, as you do on every single carry.
Yeah, just get the casual Sanj.
Yep.
Come and fight me.
Never a bad time to pick up the build. All the top teams in the world do this on. Most of the heroes don't even have to be a strength hero. Nice in the build up. Oh, fly. Gotta run. Nice coming in. Oh. The Ravage come out with the beacon. Immediately there from Arme.
Where are the crits at? There they are.
Arme takes down RCG. Overwatch pretty good. Beacon from Arme now coming to an end. Arme controlling it with the Raven. Arme getting one return. Another crit. Another crit.
He's just cleaning up.
Triple kill. It's flying Arme. The last two left. They've got to run. Arme's going to get back in the dagger. Flying over towards Arme. Arme over to the tree line with the dissimilate. The PSG, they're going to continue to chase. What's he got left? Hacker in. To the side, missiles on his way over. Ahmed's gonna get stuck.
Give him the rampage.
Give him the godlike.
No, it was not enough, man. That crit, like, he was so fast with the BKB. Dodged the Ravage, got the 2 crits. On the Alchemist,
yeah.
I think it's a mistake for Alchemist to buy Hyperstone instead of Plate Mail there, because
we did that. It's
like it's super greedy, especially, you know, because Phantom Assassin has that, so they have the minus armor.
Look at Armor. BKB off, perfect reaction to the Ravage of Iso says
Perfect
play
crits.
for Fabian. Brilliant roar, just locks down Artsisi for a good duration of the BKB.
And look at how much they helped him. Like, they used the healing salve, they're just healing him up. I believe there was also a Spirit Vessel coming up from the Pangolier. So he's kind of full HP, fight ready. Roshan, respawn, they have the vision with the Hawk inside the pit, plus the Solar Crest. So this is gonna hurt. Like, I love Faith Beyond itemization in this one. Like, no shenanigans, I'll get the Necro Book, I'll get the Solar Crest, just to amplify the amount of damage that my carry is doing.
Yes, and she's been held onto now by maybe Superpass. She's over too. Potentially nothing to say.
Cheese is mine.
Illusion.
I mean, how do they kill him in these fights? This evasion, Blur is just doing so much. I mean, RTZ there is going to... Does he have to build an MKB in his build this game to be able to carry
they don't have enough. Like, they can't deal with him, so it's an item that Alchemist does not want to buy, but might be forced to buy it here. Either that, or you might, like, try to get a Bloodthorn, but then you don't, you know, have it for BKB. They just slowed him down so much.
Dire's middle tower is
Fights
under
that EG
attack.
choose to take that couldn't kill Arme have just done so much for Arme. It's Arme level 20 and only just behind that of what has been for the most part free farming Alchemist. Arme closing the gap. Zartzizi AC, it's 100 gold away. We'll have the AC up and running for the next fight. A little bit of protection to himself and his teammates from this high burst physical damage that Arme's jumping in with.
They need some kind of armor. Tidehunter building into Solar Crest. I like it. Try to tank up, give it to your Alchemist. He broke the light, defending himself with the possible Ghost Scepter. Fred also wants to get a Solar Crest.
Dire's middle tower has
But
fallen.
since you have like 2,000 gold, you're probably just gonna get a Blink Dagger anyway.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sweep over towards the top. Good there at the moment. Targets. It's out as well. Way. Done on our bed. Blink down. Crit's going to have a better chance of
scanning.
getting in with the saves. Very important. Try and buy some time for the heroes that are getting jumped upon by Arme.
Nothing to say. Just thinking about getting the Shiva's Guard. Now has the Lotus Orb queued up. I also wouldn't mind him like getting Eon Disc just to be able to have something against that like first jump. They can potentially burst him, as we've seen in the previous fight, you know, with the Alchemist and the Tide Hunter. He just blinks in.
And Arme's just going to turn straight towards him. Will be forced to safety by a fly, but Shinji's going to come in with a Rolling Thunder. Ice still left up on the high ground. The Revenant will grab Arme momentarily. If they can get in on this, Ice he's going to pop the rabbit, but he's going to die. EG cannot fight around this. They've got to bail.
There's no follow-up. Like, nothing to say. Used BKB prematurely. This is why I said, you know, the Tide Hunter doesn't feel comfortable playing in the Dead Prophet, especially if Dead Prophet just itemizes into second item BKB, which I really like. And they're not stopping. Like, they're just going to go. Status resistance, items done on Phantom Assassin, SNY plus Nesso, level 20, -3 armor. Just so much minus armor. He also has Fan of Knives, which I just noticed, so he can break the Tide Hunter.
Just picks it up there. Jump in after BKB, popped on TG. Now TG's gonna back off, doesn't want to dive too deep past the tower.
This is actually a really good shard upgrade. You know, damage type is pure 12% of max HP, so like everyone's super tanky, plus you apply the break. This is some old stuff from Dota 1 days. What about, yeah, you don't know. I was trying to ask my co-caster about the name, about the name that Phantom Assassin had in Dota 1.
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
You know? Okay,
yeah.
go ahead. I forgot.
It was Bob.
Bob, yeah. Bobby. Good old Bobberino.
Bob's Blur. Yeah. Bob's Blade. For the abilities. Very intimate.
Can we evade it? Yes, we can. Oh, chat knows. It's Mortred. Yeah. Thank you, chat.
Your anger is useless here.
Been around for a long time, chat. We know. They were playing Dota before it even.
Yeah, they know all the secrets. They know all the names.
It's fair, I mean, how did they kill this PA? How on earth did they do it? I feel that until there's an MKB, or maybe with the Rapier queued up, he needs the Rapier.
Yeah, this is like true strike. Okay,
you gotta go for
it's all in. Yep. They understand that the game is getting out of control. They're not farming much. They see, you know, this lineup is gonna skip. They have so many stuff. You have Phantom Assassin, you have Dead Prophet, like Beastmaster is also a heavy right clicker. Pangolier. This Pango, GQ Pango, we don't talk too much about it, but he has pretty much the same amount of farm as Ice at the moment.
No, RTG has to do. Without a Rapier, they are never killing armor. The only route could allow EG to turn things around. They get that jump, and sort of initiate. If they're able to get the Ravage and the RTZ with the follow-up concoction, the Rapier should be enough lockdown to beat through this PA. But any other sort of build, he's just never getting done. Arme's going to live every time.
DP with the casual AC. Okay, not too bad. Just tanks up the whole team pretty much.
I like it.
I'm wondering what he's going to drop, because he has a Blink Dagger. If he needs that to initiate, can't.
Dire's top tower
maybe if they find possibly like Spider Legs.
Oh, what, for RTZ?
Yeah. And then he can drop the phase boost.
Yeah, I guess that's the dream for him. Yeah, so he can free up another slot.
How many tier 3 items do they got? They found
the dusk is always ready.
Ceremonial Road. They found Quickening Charm.
There's not going to be any Spider Legs today for him. They've already found the 3. Oh, sorry, yeah, they've found. No, you're right. Yeah, they've found 3. Still one to be found. So they need the RNG needs to be good for EG. I think you're absolutely right. They're definitely hoping for a Spider Legs. That 4th drop from there.
Because he wants to kill, like he wants to have the clean, he wants to have status resistance.
It's a quickening jump. So no Spider Legs for Arteezy this game. He's going to have to just work with the 6 slots that he's been given. I know if he can eventually get that blink upgraded to a swift link, then the phase boots are less necessary. Because he's still going to be able to get the jump and have a chance to chase.
Wait for tier 4 items. Maybe you get the one that also gives you move speed, the flicker. My brain stopped working for a second.
Satanic. Done on. Oh man, of course that dream.
Oh, they still had one item. Paladin sword. Alright, he'll take that.
Wait, what?
Divine Rapier.
I don't know what I was looking
drop.
at then.
So yeah, he needs to get rid of the phase boost. I think neutral item is fun.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh no, I was
Didn't
anyway,
realize
that's some
he had stealth.
jump onto Jinkyu.
Your benefit.
Now the moves of each.
They still don't know. They still don't know that he has a Divine Rapier. Smoked for another 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
Next Roche may respawn in 15.
For RTs. Ideally, they want to get that done before they really try and commit with the Rapier in a fight. They certainly may just be forced to fight sooner.
Fade Beyond has a shard upgrade. It's one of the best shards for sure. Where it's not about that, you know, damage or stun. Even though I've seen Fade Beyond do some amazing things. Once he can control the Hawk, it's about being able to move the Hawk and just control vision. It's like, it's just so good. Imagine having Invis Observer Ward that you can control. It's like having Techie's mind move around the map, pretty much.
The dusk is always ready for
Smoke up from EG. They're going to walk through a blast, going to give the chance to the BKB to come off here for Arme. RTZ tries to stay on target, has to the Rapier, but with the Satanic Arme, he's back up to full HP. Just over one side, the Ravage comes down, the BKB comes through, and RTZ's in, and he's taken Arme down. Einstein sides perfectly holding the Ravage, ready for the BKB to get the kill. See Arme getting caught with the combo on the high ground floor. RTZ needs out, they're in on top of it. Crit comes in with a snowball save. Buyback from the Arme, and Einstein sides, they're on the way back over RTZ. He needs help, but he needs it now, but he goes down. Arme will be able to recover the Rapier. Can he get it back to safety? He's up in the air. Still step ready, still to simulate. Arme's
He
going to
has
run.
it.
He's got
Arme
to
has
save
it.
Arme's going to get that back to base.
Under attack.
He's running. PSG LGD, they're trying to chase, but Arme will manage to save the Rapier.
Yeah, 2 buybacks just to secure that Rapier. Roshan just respawned. He had enough. Maybe he got hit by something, but the snowball, blink dagger was available. I don't think it would matter that much because still Chemical Rage was not ready. Ame gone for 40 seconds. That was such a clutch Ravage though, coming out from Ice. Perfectly timed for the much. BKB done. They get him. Managed to able to kill him.
No, they commit, of course. Life steal the Satanic is going to do wonders. Arme straight back up to full, but just as the BKB ends, and literally, I think he pretty much cast him when the BKB's going, knowing that it's going to end by the time the tentacles reach out and grab him, even though he's right next to him. Ice presses it perfectly, but PSG LGD still able to come in with the stronger fight. As soon as BKB's down on Arteezy, he's vulnerable. Crit tries his best, but it's just too much. Goes south, Arteezy just melts.
Yeah, it's just too much damage. That Prophet standing on top of you with the AC. Roshan still not dead. They're waiting for Ahmed to respawn because he does not have buyback.
Full lineup of BG back into play, but no Ravage for 50 seconds. Make his way back over. Rapier picks back up. There we go. Roshan to be taken very quickly here by PSG LGD. Is there going to be any chance to get in? There's no quick charge, but Roshan's going to be gone. Arme just turns towards Crit. No good damage. Crit's gone out again. Arme over towards RTZ. The raw. The Crits are there. Up. Down. There's no match to kill him off. Definitely.
He drops, they just don't have enough damage. They had such a huge lead. It was around 10,000. He was staying almost a double net worth of
Crossing on the edge of taking everything. Life is a game, I'm born to win it. See me burn it. Your life is a game and I'm born to win. I'm born to win.
Evil Geniuses and PSG LGD here in the upper bracket finals of the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major. And for both of these teams, they've already secured $75,000 and more importantly 400 DPC points. But it's starting to get to the point where those points, they're nice, they already got them. TI probably going their way in terms of that they get qualified for that with this result already. It's starting to go towards which team will take the championship. The last time North America won a major, oh wait, that was never. They did win a minor. That was in 2018, something like that. And then for China, the last time they won a major, it's been 2 years. It was the Stockholm Major 2019.
Vici, right?
It's been forever.
Was that Vici Gaming?
That was Vici
Yeah.
Gaming, yes.
Yeah, that was the famous minor into the major
Yeah.
run. Win the minor, go to major, win the major. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, am I right in saying like the points, 400 points, from 400 to 450 that they can win off of this, doesn't matter as much as taking the title. Like, would you not rather be third than second?
Depends.
I mean, you can still get the points. I know.
Are you memed about or not?
The way the points go up is like, yeah, the difference was like, it's what, a 50-point increase is not like gonna, I mean, it could be a game changer, but for these teams, they're probably qualifying for TI already with this result. The prize money goes up very quickly, though.
Yeah.
That's something, you know, they've just got EG haven't been playing tournaments outside the GPC League, so, and like you say, it's all about bragging rights.
I think bragging rights is a major one for this one. We are waiting for the draft, of course, to start for the third game, and we're very curious to find out who's going to take a first pick, therefore who's going to get forced to ban out IO on the other side. And we're
let's say they had no armor and they abused it with a PA.
PA shred through them, yeah.
Evil Geniuses turn to pick.
Be better on him?
up next, so that's always a risk as well. We know
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he loves to play that hero. Also, one of the heroes that we haven't seen
5
picked up
seconds remaining.
by PSG LGD in that last game that would have been good is Oracle. So maybe something that they could flex around with.
Beastmaster.
Oh, okay, completely different opening.
And it's funny because we see Kurt on camera, he's not saying anything. So I'm like, no. Usually, if they were talking about his hero, he'd be like saying something, giving some feedback. But EG decided to take a completely new approach. Beastmaster, to me, has been there.
That hero, like the Say, I
crits?
was seeing teams, how they play out, and also to jump on top of you, eliminate you first.
I think PSG really response when Beastmaster was picked up. They used a lot of reserve time. I think they just want to try and secure that lane a bit.
Yeah, and the Phoenix is 5, so you don't really care about that. It can definitely work.
Yeah, well, they have 50 seconds to decide and to make their choices in terms of who goes where.
Yeah, they have many different options.
Yeah,
here.
they
Many,
really
many.
do.
The only locked in is Ame on the PA.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Every
true.
other hero you can flex it a bit.
Yeah.
But,
Evil
most likely
geniuses
offlane
turn
Tango, right?
to
But-
has arrived.
It'll be the Willow coming out.
Okay.
Xingqiu has played that quite a little bit during the group stages. We haven't seen it on the main stage yet, but he played it twice actually. 1 win, 1 loss.
Yeah, but that's with Mars, right?
No, neither
10
was with
seconds
Mars.
remaining.
Neither was with
Once
Mars.
was with Puck, I want to say.
Yes, both of them were with
Okay,
Puck.
both with
Yeah.
Puck.
So
Yeah.
there was some synergy. Either it's with the Puck or with the Mars, because you can break the coil, or you can make them bonk their heads into the arena, which is nice.
I do like it. They needed more control for this until, like, they picked the PA instead of that control hero because they wanted to get Ame's hero, but like you look at the rest of the draft and they don't have that reliable lockdown other than Pengu when he gets the Blink Dagger, maybe the Death Prophet Silence, but it had something like that.
You
Had
may
to come
now
out.
select your
A block
heroes.
sticker. So they just
Wow.
counter the Pango with their
Yeah.
last pick heavily.
And going away from that, going away from the Game 2 playstyle of that big hard carry for Arteezy, they're going back to what worked in Game 1, where it played the Razor, this time playing another more active carry hero.
I gotta say I like EG a bit more draft, where like every single time I see a Pangolier who's not gonna have a good time, I feel like it's so hard to itemize. Like you're playing a this Bloodseeker kind of countering 2 cores at once. Rupture, you know, you don't have to charge it. You know, you're never gonna feel comfortable playing into that.
They've got the PA again. They've got the PA again. And it was, you know, last game I didn't think EG had the upper hand, but there was a PA, it was Arme, and he crushed. And this time around, I think he's got some good things to fight around with. The ET could be pretty big. Maybe down the line they get that upgrade, so he's jumping into the front lines with the Spirit, and then you're going to be able to have that physical element, the armor element of the Aura by the side of the PA. Arme could pop off again here, and it could be a bit of a scare for EG, just like it was in Game 2.
30 seconds to battle.
Thank you very much. Yes, Game 3, the deciding one. We're having some fantastic 3-game series today, and this certainly stepping up to be another one of them here. It's everything on the line as we'll see both teams, G and PSG LGD, fight for that first spot in the grand finals. Lacoste, sort of break it down a bit more. What are you excited to see from both of the squads, sir?
You know, you said the Arme's Phantom Assassin. You know, this is not a hero that's very exciting until she starts to drop some big crits. I'm really excited about Abed's Storm Spirit. He really doesn't have too many counters in this, you know. You're playing into Root Mechanic from the Dark Willow and 1 Silence. So Abed should have a really, really good time.
That's for sure. I mean, you know, I was obviously asked to sort of talk up PSG LGD's potential, but I've got to agree. I see Abed, I see Storm, and I sort of say good luck to whoever's playing against him. Abed's just been on these certain mid-heroes.
That was the shortest pause ever.
Oh, and what happened there?
The pause and go.
No, we're good, nothing to see him. Back up with the action. But yeah, Abed Storm, big things could come out from in this game if all things go to plan. He's gonna have a lot of freedom to zip zap around once he gets that one defensive item. This may even be a game when he can get away with going for like the Orchid into Bloodstone.
Yeah,
I think he might be able to get the first gun up.
I don't mind that. You know, it just gives you a bit more tankiness. Fly on the bottom, dropping very low, has a healing salve to work with.
And what do you think about the lane setup this time round?
Bottom lane should be okay for EG, I would say. You know, against Mango, sometimes all it takes is one lucky shot proc and then it completely dumpster your lane. Like, you get a proc on the first hit, you keep chasing, another proc. I want to see the way Jin Q is gonna skill Dark Willow.
Okay.
I've seen like 2-1 build, which I like a bit more, like longer duration Bramble Maze, and since you're not using like the Shadow Lamp to deal the damage, you're pretty much using Bramble to deal damage, lock them down, zone them out in certain areas, so I want to see another point in Bramble Maze. On the top lane, we have Beastmaster against Earth Spirit. Crit pull the lane back between Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower. 2 melee heroes playing into ET. Kind of a standard build on Y, where he gets a couple of venom, reduces speed. A lot of slows, you know, these 2 heroes can slow them down. And this is the rotation that I like to see. Crit, hits level 2, rotates to the mid lane, pull. This should be the first slow.
Beautifully done. If you're playing against CG, you've got to be prepared for that play everywhere. Every time at the 2-minute mark. Nothing to say, he was not prepared at all. Well, but it's 3 has the extra control with the pull-up, sets it up.
That's why he pulls the lane back between Tier 1, Tier 2 tower, gets level 2, and can pretty much immediately make that move. Abed gets the first blood, gets the bottle, not just bottle, he has a null talisman recipe, a clarity, and the mango. They're setting him up for a really good game.
Crit was trying to find the courier up top. Get it. The CS at the moment on the top lane, Arme not being slowed down at all. And ISO struggling with the first few waves of CS. Against Arme seems to have the upper hand here. And the
Crit took 1 lane. Like one full wave. Yeah, that's why he doesn't have that. Sharing is scary going.
Especially when it's
Are you a
with someone
type of a
Crit.
guy that just hangs out madly when the supports get 1 CS from them? Like, yeah, my game is ruined.
I mean, yes. Taking my CS now. One lane.
Got the silence.
I gotta run him down. That's a kill.
Truly lived.
It's a kill right there for Arteezy. So I know it's not Fly actually. He's the last one with the taking damage. Arteezy's got the hit in. That wasn't to be the case. Top lane wide. Nobody get away. Salve up. We'll be fine.
Crit going for the courier kill. Rolls in.
Dire's
It's
courier
easy.
has been killed.
Going mid, still continuing to be very close. Crit come in for the bottle refill.
Same stuff as game number 1, where they just allowing Abed to have a really good game. The rotation, Crit is gonna keep him in, try to secure the bounty, the rune, but Jinkyu gets it. He has also just got Urn of Shadow, so more kill potential, but you still first get 1 kill.
I think they did actually mess up the bottle pass over, so Abed didn't actually get the hot fill. I mean, Crit came in on mid. Lost efficiency.
He was not
there.
TPing from...
I wouldn't TP him back.
Yeah, he was not TPing.
I think Abed was just...
That would
there,
be
like,
OP.
Well, yeah, any sort of TP refills it. Usually Abed sort of headed back to stand next to him. Coming from the fountain. See, 5-minute runes. The side's going to try and head over Y. Moves down towards the bottom. I mean, him and Pew should be able to stop Fly from getting in. 2 bounties down here.
I can't really get their Fly. Right now doing a really good job just pulling the lane back, denying he stacked small camp. Like even if you do a half pull, it's still really worth it. We can see the XP difference already. Level 4.5 on our TV. Bango getting closer to level 4, but he's gonna hit like level 6 fast. One problem is that once Bloodseeker hits level 6, their position 5 does not provide us with any kind of stun, so they can TP out. Most likely Earth Spirit will try to TP rotate or just be there so that he can get the rolling boulder.
Pressure starting to build up now in the top lane. 3 points in the ball. They have punch onto the tower. See how much to push. It's safe for Arme. Arme still able to find, I believe, free farm up here on the top lane. We'll get that full side to take a little bit away from Arme. 6-minute rune. Down bottom again. Xingqiu coming in. Chance for Abed to grab it.
They pull the lane, but Ame still gets all the CS. Will get the level 6 in a couple of CS. Ame also having a really good time on the top lane. A bit more CS than Arteezy.
Arteezy's build-up is going to be it's going to be getting the Maelstrom on the line. Mid lane, the pressure will now come in. Is hit on nothing to say.
Bramble does not connect.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle
like
tower
it's
is
pretty
under
textbook
attack.
example when you're playing a dead
Radiant
prophet mid.
structures are fortified.
You have a siege creep unit, you pop the exorcism, you rotate 1 or 2 supports depending what they can do. There are no stacks yet. Abed was trying to figure out, you know, are there any stacks? Can't find anything.
It was also able to, he grabbed the creep away from behind the tower, so, so it takes away a good part of the push. PSG LGD stops them from being able to continue to hammer onto the tier 1 with the exorcism.
Hits his head,
Dire's
another
tower
zip.
is under attack.
Top lane now becoming a bit of a place that Arme doesn't feel too confident sticking around with. Now that ISO has hit the 6.
Ahmed is really good at understanding when he needs to go back to jungle.
Absolutely.
Like he does not want to get pressured in the lane. Pretty much it's always like one dead possible. Like even when he was playing the Monkey King in the first game, he died once in the laning stage, understands like I'm level 4, I need to go back. Like I don't feel safe here, I'm just gonna die, lose a lot of gold. Hawks got things out. Why? I need to go.
Dire's top
Straight in
tower
onto
is
it.
under attack.
This tower has become already the place that PSG LGD are not going to want to try and hold onto. They're going to have to let this one go to the slow pressure from ISO
Dire's top tower is under attack.
May will find himself a DD. Speed up his farming a little bit. DD queuing up the Maelstrom. Does have level 6, so could to use the rupture on Faith Beyond if he gets the first one down here.
Tower has fallen.
He needs crit to be able to just stun him. Faith Beyond, like he can't use the Rolling Thunder during it and TP because he's still gonna die to it. Fly on the mid lane, collecting some XP. Like if Storm is jungling, I like what EG's doing. They are giving XP to their position 5, who has a lot of impact with his level 6.
Over here!
Radiant's
Crit
bottom
will be the
tower
one
is
taking the
under
dome.
attack.
And look at Crit, like he's just gonna break that smoke. Why? It's like, what's happening? Is someone invis here? Did we check the rune?
Really good position. Not going to expect it. Looking for the split. Size turns with the roar onto Faith Beyond. And
bit too late.
TP out, but yeah, Faith Beyond able to come out. The roar comes to an end and get the roll on.
First roll, they get a kill. Faith Beyond going into Yule Scepter to be able to get rid of those silences. There are 2 silences, 3 silences once Storm Spirit gets his Orchid up. And it kind of allows you to just stay 2.5 seconds in the air while the Rupture is going on. I kind of like that. Even though I'm a big fan of way 11 plays Pangolier, where he always pretty much goes for the same item build. Very greedy, but it pays off. Gets that Maelstrom, continues to farm up, then you can see with the Blink Dagger, with the Yule Scepter, with the Shard, doing really nasty things.
Yeah, you're right. Pretty much most other Pangos that we're seeing here, Yules or Blink will be the rush.
Dire are scanning.
G.
The spirits unite in
Smoked up
battle.
Crit and Arbed leading the charge. You get the jump straight up, they know there's action here. And they're in onto Y1. Take it down. The rest of PSG LGD having to back away.
Spirit leaves your body.
Chance of fighting into them whilst Arbed's got a lot of mana to play with.
Dire's middle tower is
Pressuring
under attack.
tower, Beastmaster,
Dire's
Necro
structures
units
are
are on the mid
fortified.
lane while he's farming to the top. Ice 3 with really nice moves. Ice Cube, as you like
Ice
to call
Cube.
him, yeah.
Arbed look to make a dive around mid, but it's being prepared for. Why? Faith Beyond sitting safely behind, nothing to say. Inside the jungle. Shinkyu's going to be caught here by Crit. Now flying the Medicine with the Sunray. Able to get away with the Shadow.
Oh, he hit him.
Spirits there. Supernova's out. They're going to try and take down the egg. And they'll just be able to do so. Faith Beyond sliding in with some extra hits.
He used it like straight away. He saw 2 heroes approaching. I can respect it. If the 3rd hero didn't show, maybe they wouldn't have enough to actually bring it down. Another Exorcism pop on the mid lane. Still running up for 10-15 seconds. Crit is there. He's ready to roll in.
PSG LGD just respecting that off the map. Of the
Radiant's
Earth.
bottom
They're not going to try
tower is
poking
under
at tier
attack.
1 anymore. They're happy as long as they can keep EG out of their jungle.
Dire's middle
make all the
tower
space in
is
the world
under
for
attack.
Arme. So far they are able to do so. Arme at that top spot in the net worth. Very good progress on the battlefield.
Ame really having a good game. Just needs 600 gold to finish off the Battle Fury. Has that possessed mask. Always going to be full HP, just farming with lure right now. Still didn't see a big. Everyone just feels safe, kind of farming. Storm Spirit wants to get his Orchid before he makes like a really big jump, possibly try to take the mid tower. Smoke, G, crit, and Arteezy. Arteezy a bit low on mana, has a Clarity in his backpack.
Has enough for all his spells, at least with one charge.
Yeah, but what about Goose?
The setup, run through the kick. Avoid some of the damage with the fuels and healing up on the side, but remember that DD has more than enough damage to take them to stay down. 5 members of EG, it's time to push down the tier 1.
They rotate. They're here on the mid lane. Necrobook, not even Quap, he's saving his to be Necro 2. Courier flying out. And this is gonna give Abed a much needed gold to get that Orchid up online.
That's a solid timing. Except for Ame. 12-minute Battle Fury done on the PA.
It's not a 9-minute phase boost Battle Fury. You know, Alchemist from the previous game, but this is a sick Battle Fury time.
And hey, at the end of the day, the 9-minute Battle Fury didn't win the game. Maybe you don't want correct. You know, maybe it's sometimes there's two. There's already Ice. Got the catch. On the Mango. Follow from Crit with the Necro Book down. And take it away. No chance for any sort of escape from PPR.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Another smoke. They want to use this Orchid. They want to get the big kill. You'll Scepter on that Prophet. Like, they want to find Ame. They don't have any vision of him. Is there a Hawk nearby? Not really.
They can make that jump on the PA. Again, Ame, game sense very good at this stage of the game. It's always incredibly hard for teams to find Ame. And in the games where teams are able to take that PSG LGD, it's only through being able to find attacks outside of the PA and carry Ame playing itself. Top lane Ame, be able to take down one with enough.
He's fine. He will. That was the one. I actually feel he was close to using it.
This has just been outraged. As we're now going to have to like back into the Supernova. Fake behind another today. They're trying to take it out of the pit. It puts the back, but they don't have enough damage to take down the egg. Fly will still be successful with the Supernova. Nothing to say it's going to continue to try and chase.
Crit still has his ulti, level 8 as well, but no egg. Beastmaster has no mana for Roar. The Clarity said, here
Radiant's
you go.
middle tower is under attack.
Ame just gonna go for the same item build. He went on Phantom Assassin, Battle Fury into Deso for some more damage, then into BKB. Ame's not actually love the second item BKB. Crit, he's in.
He'll just gonna get off, but nothing to say. Go down as soon as he's out. Yeah. ZG continue to do a good job of hunting down pretty much everyone other than Ame.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting a lot of space. ZG, they've got to keep pressure on, continue to try and take the rest of the map away.
Stupendous!
The game goes on. This PA has the potential to be just as big of a scare as it was in game 2.
This time around, she's playing into
Radiant's bottom
like
tower
Rupture,
is under
something that
attack.
she does not like to play into, wants to be movable in the team fights with the Blink Strike. Next time they take a fight,
Radiant's
PSG gets like
bottom
2
tower is
kills,
under
they
attack.
could potentially just go inside the pit, and we can see PSG LGD respecting the damage that they have from Roche, Beastmaster, Necrobook, using a scan inside to see what's happening. Nothing connected, so they're good.
Arbed. Also picking up the Arcane boost for now. Later he's going to be sent into a Bloodstone. He's going to look for the opening onto White. Damage from Fly. Down. Bed to hit level 12. Self-impressive on the map. Got the BKB. Here in the mid, maybe see if he can find an opportunity for the Raw. To say, taking quite a bit of damage there as he takes out the Necro Books.
GQ really not having a game. Like, they
under attack.
have only 2 kills, but didn't really feel the presence coming out from the Dark Willow. Like there was one fear on the top lane and pretty much just the laning stage. One thing they can do, like with the Terrorize, if they have good ways of protecting the egg, you know, the blood right damage, roar, someone goes in. Still, they can try to use Terrorize around it and get the kill on the egg. That's still a big team fight ability from EG.
EG's got to be careful. They may be up 10-2. Arme with
Radiant's
the Desert, like he's terrible. He's at the point already where any hero that he jumps upon will back up from his team. He's going to be able to very likely kill within the duration of the boosted attack. Phantom Struck.
There's just so much damage coming up from the Phantom Assassin. Once you pick up that Deso, getting close to level 15, they're inside of it. They see that they kind of feel stronger with their team fights. No BKBs yet done on PSG LGD. They're just going to run inside of it. Necrobooks and the Boars, Beastmaster Aura, a lot of damage. It's like they want to assist this. We got too late.
Immortality is mine!
For the next fight. PSG LGD, even though they did smoke, they may.
Radiant's middle
they're more
tower is
favourable
under
to sort of
attack.
just.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They fight in the Aegis very difficult. At least they want to have that BKB, which is going to mean that, say, the Rupture and the Raw are teasing ISO, so they'll have to save those ultimates for Arme. Otherwise, Arme's just going to have a free time to jump into the target.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So this will slow down like PSG LGD after they wanted to take that fight, but not there on time, so they need to slow it down. They will respect the Aegis coming up from the Storm Spirit. You said like itemization on the Storm Spirit might be a Bloodstone, but he does not want to risk anything. Yeah, no, just BKB is just KB.
We've seen in so many of these games just the reach that the Death Prophet has with the silence. It just catches you out most of the fights. Very hard to avoid. And the cooldowns
covering the whole screen. Lane Beastmaster again with the Necro units. It's so hard to maintain vision coming up from the Beastmaster because if he scouts you out with the Hog, if you're planting out some Observer, that's going to get rewarded, setting out the Necro unit. And it also allows your position 4 and 5, like mostly 5, to get a bit more items because he doesn't invest so much in this century since Beastmaster is rewarding a lot of things.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
20-minute outpost. Taken by EG, so no XP for PSG LGD.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
EG still with moments that they can look to try and play aggressive with that Aegis on our bed. Too scared to take a fight, especially with RTZ having the BKB now sent out.
Dire's top tower
they
is
are
under
ready.
attack.
Like the EG wants to take a fight. They have it. Now it's another 2.5 minutes. BKB done on the Bloodseeker. Storm does not need a BKB yet because he has that Aegis has a regeneration room. Like this is just star aligning pretty much for EG. But they still need to be careful. You know, the one good jump from Phantom Assassin, especially with the cast range on the Blink Strike, level 15 talent. Cast range, it's insane. You can cut into backlines, possibly find the Phoenix. Problem is they don't have too many ways to control the things. Fate Beyond will not be the just jump in and do whatever he wants. If Arteezy sees him using the Rolling Thunder, there's gonna be Rupture on it. Either that or a Roar. So they have like 2 abilities that can stop the Rolling Thunder, which is pretty much their biggest teamfight ability besides Exorcism.
Same time though, if Fate Beyond is able to tank those ultimates, to give the free room for Arme to jump around the fight. It's got to be very, very smart with how they commit both of those onto the 2 cores.
Dire's bottom tower.
Pretty much the whole triangle got devoted, so they can play safely here. PSG LGD, not sure they want to defend this tower.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's just another freebie.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Very much respecting this moment the Aegis is on EG. Avoiding every single fight. Arme.
I'm getting a
400 gold away from having the BKB. That really is what they want to get done. before they feel the pressure to try and stand toe-to-toe against EG team fights.
Radiant's top
for
tower
EG.
is under
Abed.
attack.
They just swapped the places.
Dire's
Abed
bottom
and
tower is under
Arteezy.
attack.
This was Arteezy who was pushing the tower. Now he farms a bit of a jungle
Radiant's
creep,
top tower
comes back
is
in
under
again.
attack.
They do not want to collapse on this tier 2 tower, just controlling the triangle with three other heroes. Beastmaster, one of the better ones, you know, with the Hawk, holding the high ground.
Radiant's
Phoenix
top tower
still needs a
is
bit
under
more level
attack.
to get that level 2 Supernova, so that's going to be a big deal. They really don't have the egg hitters. Like, none of these heroes have enough attack speed to actually kill the egg.
2 minutes in, just 10-2. Definitely one of the slower games of the series. Does still feel like EG are ramping up at the pace they need to. They're taking these objectives.
Get the jump.
If they can get the kill before anything comes in return, they can. It doesn't stand a chance. It's over the water, but they crit. They're able to set up onto wide.
Sees that Pango
Rupture onto Pango. Faith Beyond is helpless. Against the damage here from EG. They're up into the base. Double kill for Ahmed. EG seek a perfect time to strike. Tier 2's down in the mid lane. They may even start knocking up on the high ground.
Yeah, they have 35 seconds. They saw Pango here, you know, investing a lot of the gold, so they're thinking maybe he does not have a buyback, but Fabian has a decent amount of farm, even after purchasing that Aghanim shard. The roll off backs, it's just so much damage.
Ahmed's already out with BKB and the zip, he's away. Ahmed can find another target. During this turn, the BKB can over the wall. He's fast to go, jumps in onto White Side's. So get one, the rest of EG, they are completely out of there. Get a tier 3, do lose size for it, force out a beast, they also force out the exorcism. So PSG LGD have to commit both, push away the rest of EG.
PSG LGD lineup is scary. Once ET starts to get levels, put 4 points in Astral Spirit.
Radiant are scanning.
Like, just wants to be able to deal damage. I would prefer if there's like 2 points in natural order, just because you're playing with Phantom Assassin, Dead Prophet, remove percentage of their base armor. Once that's maxed out, that's 100%. So, like, they need to buy some extra armor. Then you're gonna feel the damage coming up from Dead Prophet, minus armor from the Phantom Assassin. Also, we'll get closer to
Radiant's middle tower
level
is
20
under
big
attack.
power spike from PA.
Sparring mode, really. I mean, they could definitely wait for the next stages. They'll still feel that they do have the better team fight around the pit. Stage 10. Try and hit them up with the smoke. They can catch out Arme. Arme's BKB ready to pop yet again. A little bit of a window though, with no exorcism from it. Midnight, they got they jump in if they got the chamber, turn against the ball, looks like they pull him in. Arme's getting low. He never won the BKB, trying towards the egg. Arme's going to take the egg off, jump to the side. He's still alive. Zip ball from Arme, though. He's looking to finish him up. The evasion. Arme's blocked. He's still away over to the side. He goes to the side. Stopping the axis from coming up from Iso's side. But Arteezy, he's diving in. Another jump. Arme still lives. Rock right side down in the axis from Iso's side. Finally cut Arme down. As Arme dead for a minute.
Now that missed chance was just the way too high. He jumps in, uses a lot of mana. There's like no real follow-up. They did not have enough to bring her down. And Arteezy, he sees Pango rolling in. He's gonna pop that ulti on him. Might need to change things around. Like, one of these ultis need to land on a Phantom Assassin, either a Roar or a Rupture, maybe even 2, considering how much damage they still don't have a way of dealing with the event other than like
in the river, he's going to be able to find a setup on the right side. Prim and Arteezy, they're looking for the counter play. Right side falling low.
Good sun ray.
They can.
You'll shatter the earth.
Roche will respawn in 2 minutes. Unfortunately for EG, if this was like a super fast respawn, they could have just taken it. Arteezy super farmed, like they did not manage to bring it down, not even once. You gotta feel comfortable playing against Phantom Assassin, because this hero has a ton of armor, especially if you build him like this way. SNY, he's sitting at 33 armor, so you really don't feel that later.
We'll see it again here. They brought Arme so low. So we're going to go back to the real action. Jumps trying to be made. They're moving in onto the net profit. Arme controlled by the Locust Rolling Thunder. Fabian trying to chase on, but there's still mana left on Arme. He'll be fine, able to zip away if necessary. TG, they'll lose crit. Won't be able to quite do anything in return for it this time. PSG LGD can keep themselves alive.
They use the scan, they think they're inside the pit. one play that I really like is like debating people where you have your position 5 standing in the Roche pit, so they'll kind of use the scan, try to go on you while you're holding the high ground.
Calmarco, we've seen some teams utilising that to commit too aggressively into the pit once nobody's actually in there by the time they head over. G and PSG LGD very close to one another. G still without crit for a few seconds. RTZ look to come in here onto White. Getting taken down immediately. Arbet sits him with the finisher. Doesn't nothing to say with the vortex. Try and turn this arm onto Arbet, forcing him to the full lightning back to safety. Is he yet to commit with the rupture? Still holding on to it. PSG LGD back off. Crit making his way back over to rejoin the team. They're going to keep going for this. Nothing to say. Popping the exorcism, knowing that EG still wants to try and fight into this.
This is like a zoning exorcism, because if they don't go for it, he was also really afraid of just getting jumped possibly by the Earth Spirit, Beastmaster. So now they're looking for something. Roshan just spawned, scanned by G. They have no wards. Like, they have no wards whatsoever on the map.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Beastmaster taken
attack.
care of. And look at the vision from Egypt. See the high ground, they see the lane ward. Like, this is why they made
Radiant's
move.
top tower is under attack.
No vision, no exorcism. Getting over the Roche pit is pretty much impossible. PSG LGD. They'll have Aegis and Cheese ready for the next push. The Scott as well, RTZ getting closer and closer towards the MKB.
The shine has fallen to the Radiant.
No exorcism, like this is their damage pretty much. She's getting closer to level 18. Not the best exorcism, you know, you can try to justify. He
Radiant's
definitely didn't misclick. He was like, we need to go. Like, if they go on us, if I get jumped, we have no save whatsoever. They have the BKB, so I won't be able to save people with the terror guys. Like, it's a risk.
He's got the setup here, as he's able to find Fabian on his way back towards the base. Fabian's come back. Ahmed having to pump the cheese. The crits come in from Ahmed, but Ahmed, he's been ruptured. Rolling Thunder will hold back RTZ, but Ahmed diving in. The Supernova's out. Ahmed had to pump the BKB, get up to the high ground. Will turn, still up to the ground. Ross still in RTZ. Chasing on, looking towards him. Supernova said he's going to be able to catch him as Ahmed gets back in range of him. Ahmed dead for over a minute. And EG, they're not done. They don't know nothing to say. Chasing down the death bomb in the pit. Will push back the two of them. As well, separating him from nothing to say, but RTZ ready to zip back in with the movement. Nothing to say goes down. Y also falls pre-dead on PSG LGD.
Now they're just diving. He buys back, but I think they can't get any kills out of him.
Fabian trying to jump forward. Ahmed, bit of mana to play. The roll up, Fabian keeps himself safe, but RTZ still pretty much full HP.
That's the spirit!
And has that Aegis. He also has the Paladin sword, so like the heals is gonna come out of him. Insane. Still have, you know, they just killed the Roshan. That's 3.5 minutes, so with Aegis, there's no tier 3 tower on the mid lane, so he's gonna go in and try to get some barracks.
No Ahmed, no nothing to say here to come in with any defense there for 20 seconds. To get these racks, I mean, by the time of the next fight coming around, RTZ will have the MKB complete. And life for Ahmed just gets even harder. Fabian trying to start from the roll in onto RTZ.
We executed.
On the once. Go for the second time. Ahmed's going to be back in a few seconds. EG, they will respect that. Get the melee racks and they start to back off, knowing that PSG LGD is going to want to chase. PSG LGD have any catch though? Doesn't seem to be. RTZ too speedy. He's out of there. EG get the objective back without losing anything other than the 8.
They got what they wanted. He definitely did not expect to get just stun locked there by Pangolier. One of the reasons like this build on Pangolier is so popular amongst the top tier Pangolier players. You get that shard, Blink Dagger, you'll Scepter, you can stun people 3 times in a row. It's like guaranteed stuns.
Bounty.
Now with the MKB on RTZ, how on earth do they protect Arme in these fights? Now how do they stop RTZ popping the BKB, Rupture or Raw being used to control Arme, and RTZ just getting in the face of Arme and taking him out?
I think this time around, Bloodseeker will prioritize Ame as a Rupture target rather than going for the Pangolier.
It's to be a very hard fight for Arme now. That's easy. Ready to go. Found his target, he's going to start it. Arme jumps on the side with the Raw down. Onto the BKB, RTZ's in as he got enough damage. He's trying to bring down Arme. Can he do so in time for the MKB? He's getting the hits that he can. Brings down Arme. Arme dead for a minute. Overall, nothing to say. RTZ chases on for the next. And there's 2 dead on PSG LGD. No buybacks on them. Nothing to say. Also taken out. RTZ cleans them up with a double kill. The mid lane getting pushed in. With 3 dead on PSG LGD, EG have a huge window to take away multiple rounds.
Let's see what the decision is. Like, they're just gonna play it safe. You know, Bangalore being pinked out. Arteezy needs to be a bit careful. You know, they have no roar, they have no way of stock premium. So they're just gonna go in and take the second barracks.
There's no way the PSG LGD can stop this push up top.
Dire's top barracks.
PSG LGD, they just at least have the tier 2 down bottom. Now 17k down.
This MKB is such a valuable purchase because they use a bit of a like anti-combo, you know. They use Rupture and the Roar, but it's still needed to just lock Phantom Assassin. A great egg coming out from Fly. They don't have egg. Like, that's one of the problems that they're facing. They have so many things against the Pangolier. Now, like Arteezy is gonna be, I'll use that Rupture. No. Use it on Phantom Assassin. I don't care about the other heroes.
Just so massive, Arteezy. And you know, despite the farm that Arme has, it really does feel that. What does he do? How on earth does he fight against the 5-mana PG? They always have an answer for him. Maybe when he gets the Satanic, if he gets the Satanic before the game's over, he can fight through the pain.
Tank him up. They also need like 1 Lotus Orb, pre-cast on him, to be able to deal with the Beastmaster Roar, with the Rupture, so Arteezy will need to think twice whether he needs to use it or not. Pangolier going for 1, Dead Prophet also going for 1, but still very far away from it. Dark Willow, Xingqiu, he just prioritizes every single time he plays the Willow. Aghanim Shard, the Cursed Crown, like, creates the Bramble, like, even if it's spelled, so that's pretty nice.
Flash gun on Arteezy. This game, it really does feel, you know, coming into game 1, PSG LGD, they showed the Arme Monkey King, something that EG had obviously prepared for. Game 2, EG suffered with the PA, but just the adaptation and the way that EG is able to learn and improve happening between Game 2 and Game 3, where PSG LGD try the same approach with their carry. In this Game 3, EG showed that just within those 2 games, they'd had the time to theorize and come in with something which made this game incredibly hard for Arme to perform on.
Yeah, I went to my room to get some eye drops, and I saw them coming back. Like, Bulba was very vocal, you know. He was, he came prepared, like, and we can see why. You know, they came with the strat, once again, similar to what they've been doing in game number 1, and it feels like it's just working out.
Really, it's 25-7, 8k lead for EG. As it really is hard to see what PSG LGD is going to be able to do to stop this from ending in another Evil Geniuses victory.
I've been wanting this.
G, they can play it calm if they want, wait for the next Roche. It's an all-important game. They get the win here, they'll be going straight on to the grand finals.
Minute 35 until Roche may respawn. Like, EG could potentially just take 1 more fight, see how it goes, you know, because they can respawn before, even if it's like the fastest Roche respawn, they can still test it. Smoke from PSG LGD, they want to go from the back lines.
Catch anyone off guard, scan. Confirm that somebody's up there in the triangle. It is Ahmed on his own, but it's not an easy one to catch.
Oh! Here I am!
They know, with the illusions coming out, they know that the hero over there was the Storm. They're not going to even attempt moving into the triangle to try and get the grab on him.
They're very limited how to count down the Storm Spirit. Also, one of the issues they have, like, they have a Silence, they have Rolling Thunder, but no real abilities that go through Magic Immunity. There is no Basher on Phantom Assassin, so if Storm Spirit has enough mana, you can just go in and out.
PSG LGD having to get back up to the base. EG bringing in all 3 lanes, preparing for the opportunity to strike for the Mega Creeps. Zame.
Lotus Orb is done on Pango, so like he needs to precast it on Phantom Assassin before the fight starts. Just have it ready. Another smoke.
They're trying to do their best to get some sort of a hit before Roche is up. Abed, very hard target to find though. He's the only ever really the hero that's ever playing apart from the rest of the team.
Look at the drawings on the minimap from EG. They know exactly where LGD is. Where could they possibly be? Like they have
not
creeps
defending
in
the base, yeah.
they have creeps in their base. Roshan is up. Aghanim Scepter.
Yes, it's a little split. Why is Xingqiu and Fabian still outside of the base? Fabian's been ruptured. Arteezy moving in on it. Fabian, look at the roll up off it up. They're looking at the pick on Y. It attempts to TP out his main, but Isolate puts a stop to it with the roar. Fabian will die. PSG LGD down 2 again, and Kruggy's ready to die. See if he can catch more. Look for Xingqiu. But to dodge the blood right with the Yules, Xingqiu will live.
50 seconds without Fabian. He does not have a buyback. He invested all of his gold into Lotus Orb, so they can go in, get the cheese, get the Aegis, and then go for the one final push. Aghanim Scepter done on Storm Spirit. Arteezy will get the Aghanim Scepter from Roshan, so that kind of explains it. You know, have those two ruptures, one against the VA, one against the Fangolier. It's just a perfect gift from Gagan.
Yeah, I mean, PSG is really trying their best to get out and find some sort of a jump, but never quite able to do so. Aegis, the Aghanims on Arteezy. Ready for the next fight. They do manage to get out this find themselves a timeless shred of
God, I hate that little runt.
Cleans him up.
Can't come out of the base. Can't come out of the base right now. EG just finds you each and every time. 29k gold lead reaching upon here for EG. Really is getting to the point where, I mean, it already has been for quite some time, that it's just a case of what on earth can PSG LGD do to turn this.
Yeah, I just don't see them killing an egg. Now Phoenix is level 18, Shiva's Guard is there as well. Like, I just don't see it. Like, Ame needs a Divine Rapier, but he needs it like right now.
Regeneration!
Now with the Aegis and the G's, EG ready to try and push on for the Mega Creeps. If PSG LGD are going to have any chance of pushing them back at all, they're so far behind. Arteezy nearly hitting 30k gold net worth.
They want to keep you safe.
6k ahead of that of Ame.
You need to be careful. Storm Spirit on the edge. Eggs of the Storm Spirit, like he gets a good jump, they're just gonna clean you up.
Dire's bottom tower.
Fabian. They get the jump in on top. The ball comes out. Brings on towards Fabian. He's getting stuck in the moment, but now he's ready to continue to fight on. He's shooting into the to say, takes down the depth bomb, and now he's diving towards the fountain. Over he goes towards Y. Y will slowly but surely fall, maybe not the roof. Holding back on him. Y. He's able to live. We'll get back towards the fountain. Arteezy's going to look to try and dive in onto nothing to say.
They just don't have enough damage. Ame is that the curse is
bring Arteezy down once. And they do it a second time though. Unlikely is put to sleep momentarily Arteezy.
They also pop the blip. He does not have a BKB, but they can start going in. They need to kind of save the will actually drop. Oh, or will they? Okay, he will. Alright, I mean, they didn't take the barracks. Wait, they didn't get the barracks? No, I was just
like,
you know, I stood up, I'm like, you know, they're just gonna go in and end the game, but that dive, you know, they're just keeping things interesting.
I love
not broken.
Keeping it interesting, I like it. Yeah, the Racks ignored, they go for the base dive, and I mean, the game isn't over. The game isn't up for the fans.
Like, this is what the fans want to see.
a bit of base diving.
I mean, lost the Aegis. They do not have it anymore. For the next fight, they will have 2 charges on that axe, so they can use 1 on Ame.
I mean, some people must have on PSG LGD probably got a bit of gold, bit of XP, right? What do we have? Nothing to say. Got 1,000 gold for ending the streak of Arteezy. So he's going to be well on the way towards the AC. We'll see this dive again.
It's a beautiful dive. It really is.
You see Fly, bless him. I think Fly's trying to hit the objectives. So, somebody pinged on them as well. I think Fly was like, guys, can we get the megas?
Can we get back? It's like shot hard from Xingqiu, just holding him in place. He can't get out without a BKB.
I mean, of course, EG still in a very comfortable position, but if the game starts to turn around a bit from here, I mean, he's smiling now, Arteezy.
He's like, what did I just do?
Oh, I shouldn't laugh at that.
Did I? You know?
He realizes straight away. He's like, oh my goodness, this is quite an important game. Probably should
not be doing that. Storm Spirit, he wants level 25.
Oh,
he bought a shard, he has the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
You know, 2 times overload, attack bounce, works with the Electric Crave, his shard.
I mean, if Arme gets the
Divine Rapier, you know.
Game 2 was a little bit of a, oh, we're winning and now we're not. If the PSG LGD end up being able to take this, I mean, of course, it's very
still
far away.
32,000.
It's like, it's a 1%. Maybe it's a 0.1%. But
can we see the graph?
Let's have a look at the graph. What has Gaben said after that?
I think he's valuing.
I don't think we have the graph. We don't have the graph.
We don't have the graph. Okay.
But
we have these 2 graphs. These are.
Oh no, we do have the graph.
We do.
2%.
It's 2%.
Oh, it went from, I think it went from 0% up to 2%.
That's a big change.
That's an infinite percentage of an increase to go up from 0%.
Storm Spirit still not 25. Has that arcane rune in the bottle, but they still have 2 barracks. Ame is farming. Like, getting there. He can sell power threads, you know, he can get some extra gold from that. That's like 700 gold. Still needs to farm 2,000 gold.
Okay. A little on those. Oh, careful on just jumped in there, but waiting. Arme's getting got upon his god. As Arme's dead, Arme's zipping it over towards wide. The guns come out. The back will be there as well from Arme. Crit rolling away. Maybe arm was ruptured. EG playing it careful. They respect the buyback from Arme.
Arme's like, you want to throw the game? I'll show you how. Like, I'll go in, you know, I'll go for that creep wave. I think he was kind of afraid that Nothing to Say is going to nuke the creep wave and just get some CS.
I mean, we've all been there. You know, when that Death Prophet is looking at the creeps over your shoulder and you're like, oh, he's going to press it. Arme, what's he doing? He's out and he's in. He's up to the side, he can be up to the synchronized down. He's got run, but he's been ruptured. Yes, Arme panic. He's bleeding down. He's going to down this ground, but the Arme comes into the zip on the back. He's found it with the vortex. Arme getting low. Can he turn? He's still holding his ground. Gets over towards the creep. Trying to run his way back up. Off, he's getting with the back. He's getting cycled up, but he frees now Arme. That's Arme down 3 minutes, but RTZ will fall in return. The buyback's coming out, but there's no buyback available from RTZ. This one, Arme with a 3-man vortex drags him in. Buyback is say like BKB's out, but Nothing to Say will fall on the left on the Ahmed on the left down triple kill for Ahmed. Rob on that side. They're moving on to wide. He fought back for this. He'll get taken down. Basically out the last one left standing as Chris rolls in with the stun over towards the Pango. It's game over. Ahmed's done with it all. Ultra kill. All the storm. GG is called. Evil Geniuses are going straight to the grand final.
Finally. You know, they made it. It might be their major. You know, they tried to throw the game there a bit, and did not succeed. Ahmed says, you know, I'll go in. Also, like, that mistake from Ahmed. He could have possibly, you know, had that buyback for the fight. Could have made the difference, but Ahmed says, nah, not today.
Absolutely not. And, you know, of course, you know, jokes aside with the fountain diving, they really were that far ahead. But as you said, Evil Geniuses, with the series that we've seen from them so far that have propelled them straight up towards the grand finals, they really are just consistently in some of the best form that we've seen in them for a while.
Like
this
they're
squad
showing
with Ice, it's insane the level they're playing at.
Showing this major from EG is like top tiered. Like they seem prepared. You know, they